What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P. the Bluff God. Hey! And we are back again. So yeah, y'all know it's Sunday. We usually do a chapter these days, but if you've been living under a rock and you haven't been following One Piece lately, we're currently on a hiatus. At least as far as the chapter goes, right? We're on a hiatus. But so, we won't be getting it. We won't be doing any chapter reaction streams until the manga comes back, right? So today we're going to do something differently. Apparently I was out of the loop on some things. So one of the members in the Discord kind of had to bring this to my attention, but Oda has been dropping these these post chapter data. I don't know if you'll call it data books, or they're kind of like Vivre cards or data books where Oda gives us little extra information about characters and some of the story, I guess. I haven't read it yet, but that's kind of based off of what I heard about it, right? And I guess this series or whatever this thing is Oda's doing is called The Road to Laughtale, right? And at the moment, I think there are 2 volumes. I don't know if Oda is still dropping more volumes, if this is going to be a continuous thing for here on out to the end of the series. But so far we got 2 volumes, and I think we should go over at least one of them today, possibly 2. I'm thinking maybe one, and then we could talk about the other one maybe like tomorrow or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably push the other one till either tomorrow or maybe next Sunday, depending on how this stream go, right? So yeah, we got Angel in the building. He says, there will be 4 volumes. Okay. All right. Thanks for definitely bringing that to my attention. I didn't know. I didn't know. But yeah, so before we get into that, first let me say, make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like button. It helps get the get the content out there, right? It helps to get the content out there. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button when you come in. If you guys are new to the channel, maybe think about going and watch some of my other streams, my other videos and everything. Give them a like as well. Also, well, I keep saying also, subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you guys know when I go live. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I also have a Twitch that I am going to start using in the near future. I'm going to start using it this week, matter of fact. I'm just trying to decide what game I want to play for it, right? I'm trying to decide what game I'm going to stream, I'm thinking about getting Elden Ring. I haven't played Elden Ring yet. I hear a lot about it. I know it's a lot of people talking about it's like one of the best games ever, or the best game ever in some people's opinion, right? And even people who don't necessarily consider it the best game ever, they still like it, right? It still has a lot of positive reviews, and it's getting a lot of praise. So I'm thinking of incorporating Elden Ring for my Twitch release. I'm thinking about doing Elden Ring for the Twitch release. I mean, there's other games that I also play as well that I'm gonna incorporate into the Twitch as well. I think a popular game that I like playing, not a popular game, but a game that I really like playing is this game called Chivalry 2. So y'all probably gonna see me play that a lot in the on my Twitch. Also, maybe some classic Assassin's Creed game. I kind of been playing the Assassin's Creed 2, so I'm thinking about doing that as well. It might be a little late to add Assassin's Creed 2, but maybe Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I haven't played Syndicate. I've never played Syndicate, so I think that might be a dope game to stream as well. But okay, and let me stop talking about games in my streaming channel. I just had to add that plug because You guys gotta go follow me on the Twitch. You follow me on Twitch so we could talk about One Piece, or we could continue the conversation about One Piece, or we could talk about other series if you guys want. You know, we could talk about Naruto. We could talk about Bleach, since Bleach is returning. So yeah, that's probably gonna be good. Hunter, whatever, right? Whatever. We could it just be a nice little chill environment where we could just I play and we talk, right? I play and we talk. So yeah, what else I wanted to say? And guys, if you guys are looking for a One Piece community, make sure you follow. Make sure you join the Discord and the Facebook group. So they will all be in the description box below. But let's not waste any more time and let's get into this Road to Laughtale chapter. And then we will also be bringing in we'll also be bringing in a few people on the Discord to talk. So if you want to be part of the stream, make sure you're part of the Discord. And I will let me know if you want to be part of the stream as well, you know. But you must be part of Discord. Right now we have 2, so I'm probably bring in like maybe I have room to bring in 1 extra person, maybe 2 extra people, depending. All right, so yeah, make sure you're part of the Discord if you want to become part of the stream. All right, so the Angel said next week will be about Straw Hats, and then Cube says I want Dragon centric one, and then he says, by the way, yo, shout out to Cube and shout out to Angel's Room. Cube said jump on Eliz. I don't even know if Eliz is in the stream right now. Nah, you know you can't tell him. Jump on. He might not even be in the stream right now. Let me do something before we get going though. Give me a second, guys. God. Joy Boy. All right. Okay. So Angel and Cube, you guys will have permission to join the street the channel, the YouTube channel, and the Discord. So I'll let you know when you guys are free to join. Or I mean, you guys could join at any time, but you know you probably won't be heard on stream. But yeah. All right, let's get into the thing. I'm gonna pull it up on my screen because this isn't, you know. At least I hope they, you know, Shueisha don't try knock me for a copyright, because this ain't like a chapter, right? This ain't a chapter, so I don't think it should be like that big of a deal. All right, so One Piece chapter 1053.1. All right, so this is the Road to Laughtale 1, volume 1. All right, so we got Roger on the front cover. All right, laughing. I remember seeing that panel. Right, we seen that panel before. And hey, it's funny. I just solved that one problem in my streams where the video is usually cut off. I figured out how to get rid of that problem, guys. I kind of stumbled on it on accident. So yeah, we solved that problem. All right, so it says One Piece, the romantic seafaring. Remember that word romantic, right? Remember we talked about that word romantic. The romantic seafaring adventure to find the great treasure is finally nearing its end. In this volume, we'll embark on our own adventure to uncover the pivotal plot points of this epic tale, the Laughtale. The One Piece is a laugh tale if you kind of think about it, right? All right, so this is pretty much the credit, you know, all the credit people you want credit. We got translator PTG and Ramu and CDR. And then the proofreader is Till, Cleaner, Dark Phoenix, Red Drawer, Nasser, and Portgas. Typesetter, Dark Phoenix, and Nasser, I don't know. TL Quality, PTG, and the editor is Till again. So those are the people we should give credit to. This at least the translation, right? He's translated. This is the TCB scans. And this link was sent to me, so this link was sent to me when I was suggested to react to this. All right, so the road to Laughtale. All right, we see Luffy. It's kind of like I guess a sketch of Luffy carrying Otama with the straw hat, and you could kind of see the sword on his hip. You see like a scribble of the sword on his hip. All right, so Q said I was saying a prayer. I got you. About you was praying through the chat for elids to come through. All right, so the One Piece Road to Laughtale Volume 1. All right, so this is the table of contents. I'm not really going to talk too much on table of contents. All right, so deciphering the future of One Piece. One Piece next. Okay, and then we see it says the great pirate era started with the final words of the king of the pirates, the man who had obtained everything the world had to offer. Now countless brave warriors are vying for this or for his throne. So that's pretty much like the same speech that we always got. And then all right, so we see this little panel right here on the top with Roger reading like a kind of like a document with the whole poneglyph text, and it says it's 4 red stones carved with these letters that point the way to the island. The only problem is these are the poneglyphs that the world government has long forbidden anyone to read. You thought they were just cultural relics. Think again. They're the map that we need. Okay, so we kind of get have we seen that panel? Yeah, we seen that panel before. I just don't remember it. And all right, so and then there's a panel under it where we get like Odin, and everybody saying Odin. Oh, so this was okay. This was the panel when Odin was on Roger's ship, and they was cheering Odin, Odin. I am Odin, and I was born to boil. So that's kind of like Odin's catchphrase. And then they said 25 years have passed since the Gold D. Roger conquered the Grand Line. Is there like anything new on this, or did y'all just want me to read something that's just rehashing information that we already kind of went over? I feel like this is just rehashing all the information that we already went over. I don't get why y'all wanted me to read this. That's what it's seeming like so far, man. Like it don't seem like I'm seeing anything new. I thought this was kind of like the data books or something. Like we was gonna get some new information or something. Y'all got me reading rehash stuff. Goddamn Cube, listening to Cube, man. God damn. All right, so we see a panel of Tom the shipwright, and it's talking to Roger and Shanks. Like really, like what? All right, so I'm assuming the next. Okay, I'm assuming the next page got some stuff. All right, so yeah, we see Tom talking to Roger and Shanks, and then we also see, Roger, and the Roger crew when they was going past Tequila Wolf, which is something we need more of, right? Like I feel like will we ever get more answers about Tequila Wolf, right? Like, will we get more? I don't know, like more like will we find out what their plan is with this? Like, I know they're kind of trying to bridge island to island with a bridge, right? Like they're trying to bridge islands, but it's like it's never talked about. It's never talked about. And it's weird, right? We're talking about connecting the world, right? Connecting the world by destroying the red line and knocking all the borders that are separating the oceans, in the world of One Piece to connect everyone. But then you got the world government who's building bridges to connect. So I mean, it's kind of like the world government got, they're trying to connect, uh, I guess connect islands in their own way. But the thing about being on a bridge is it's not as freeing because you could regulate who crosses bridges, right? So it's still, even though they're kind of connecting the world, it's like they're still under control of it. All right, so we see Goldie Rogers' bounty picture, the King of Pirates, and we get a panel with Zunisha. Okay, yeah. Sorry, you guys can't even see what I'm looking at. All right, and then we get that panel where Roger says, "My treasure, why it's right where I left it. It's yours if you can find it, but you'll have to search the world." And then right next to it says, "The birth of the next Pirate King is nearly upon us." And then we cut to Kaido versus Luffy. But this was like early Kaido versus Luffy, I think, because we see the whole Gear 4. And Kaido saying whoever, or I think it's Kaido, somebody saying whoever wins gets that much closer to the king of the pirates. Next page, a special feature on the truth behind the One Piece. All right, so now I'm assuming we're finally getting into the meat and potatoes of this whole Road to Laughtale thing, because if this first page is any indication of what this whole thing is I'm reading, and it's kind of like, why am I even reading this? Because like it's not giving us any new information. At least that page, the first page. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be patient. All right, so it says retracing Goldie Rogers' adventurous course by going over the legendary life of the Pirate King. We may be able to grasp why he laughed on the final island, which I don't think we can. We don't know why he laughed. And then it says, and what that may mean for events to come. Damn, I think these low key little clues that they trying to drop, talking about we might be able to grasp. Like why that to me that's weird wording, right? That's weird wording. It says by going over the legendary life of the Pirate King, we may be able to grasp why he laughed on the final island. Why may we be able to grasp that, right? Like we don't know why Roger laughed. Unless, there has been a theory that that somebody was right about, because it says we may be able to grasp why we laughed on the final island. To me, that the word into that kind of says that like it's already grasped, like it's already understood why Roger laughed, but it's not, right? It's not. But or is it? Did somebody decipher why Roger was laughing? You know what I'm saying? Hence, it said we might be able to grasp. You know what I'm saying? And then it says, and what they may mean for events yet to come. All right, One Piece deep, the way to Laughtale. All right, okay, so it says 77 years ago, aged 0, December 34th, or December 31st, born in Logtown, East Blue. So this is a young Roger we're talking about. we got a birthday. He was born. He was literally born New Year's Eve in like modern society, right? In modern times, he was born New Year's Eve in Logtown. And it says a young Roger enlists his future lifelong companion, Rayleigh, while sporting an oh so familiar straw hat. Or nah, I think that's a little head. That this was uh okay, so I jumped ahead a little bit. It was I guess the tab under it, the question mark zero or question mark years ago age question mark a fateful encounter that sparked a legend, and that's when Roger enlists Rayleigh on his journey. So we don't know how long ago that was. So that question is still not answered on when exactly Roger and Rayleigh met, like what year they did, you know. But I can assume, right? I can assume that Roger was probably in his late teens, like maybe around, I'll say maybe anywhere between 16 and 21, possibly. Kind of look, because he looks young, you know, when he met Rayleigh, right? He looked, so I must say somewhere between 15 and 25, right? So that's like it's like a 10 years time span, you know. Um, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I could be way off, right? It could be like after he was 25, right? So if I say, damn, I don't even want to do the math on that. But yeah, so I would say Roger might have been in his late teens to early 20s when him and Rayleigh met. And then we get the formation of the Roger Pirates, which was about, or no, that was when Rayleigh and Roger pretty much left. Okay, so about 50 years ago, uh, he gained re. Well, I look like that's an H. I think they mean renowned, but it looked like an H. He gained renown as a rookie. So that was 50 years ago. Okay. I think that kind of dwindles things down, right? So 77 years ago, 77 years ago, Roger was born. You know, based on the story. 77 years ago, Roger was born. 50 years ago was pretty much when he gained some recognition. So if you subtract 77 or 50 from 77, that is 7. So there was a 27-year span between the time. Okay. So I want to say at 27 was when Roger started gaining some recognition in the world, right? That's when he started making a name for himself. So when he met Rayleigh, that had to be before 27, and I would say maybe after 15 years old. So sometime between 15 years old and 27 was when Roger and Rayleigh met. So I think that kind of dwindled things down a little bit, right? That kind of dwindled things down a little bit. And then 39 years ago, age 38, he reached Lodestar Island and he restarted his voyage from scratch. All right, so Roger was 20s. I want to say he was like 27 when he gained his infamy in as a pirate. Then he was 38 when he reached Lodestar Island. Um, 38 going on 39 when he restarted his voyage from scratch. And then they said there is one more island out there, a new adventure to uncover the secrets of the world. And then after that little panel, says, having realized that Lodestar was not the final island after reaching it, he decided to steadily inch his way towards uncovering the truth. So yeah, we kind of knew this. All right, so okay, so I like that we're getting a little more timeline though, because it's actually it's actually like giving us it's yeah, I like that we're getting more of a timeline. I like that we're getting more of a timeline. All right, so 38 years ago was the God Valley incident, fought side by side with his old rival Garp. And then it says check out page 1011 for more details. I'll have to check that out later. All right, so 28 years ago, so this is about like a decade after the God Valley incident, and he was also 10 years older, of course. He was when Roger contracted an incurable disease. Okay. And then we see Rayleigh talking about Roger was infected. So this was when he was pretty much telling the story to the Straw Hats, telling them about how Roger caught a disease. And then at 27 years ago, at age 50, was the Battle of Ed Ward. And this was when this was his collision with Golden Line Shiki's fleet. And it says, despite an overwhelming disadvantage in numbers, Roger chose to face his foe head on. Luck smiled on him, and he was able to get through the fierce war. So okay, so this was give me a moment, God. Oh man. All right, so this was when Shiki and Goldie Roger collided. Okay, this was about what? This was about 10 years after. This was 10 years after the God Valley incident. Okay, or about 11. This is about 11 years after the God Valley incident. So we know Shiki was part of Zebek, like Roxy Zebek's crew, and then eventually he made a name. So within that decade, right? Within that decade, Shiki went from being a crew member of Zebek to becoming pretty big on his own. You know, becoming a big name, building his own fleet, and becoming a very infamous pirate in his own right. All right, so now we're at 26 years ago at age 51 was when Roger found the missing ingredient needed to reach the end, and that was Koski Odin. So yeah, okay, so let's see. He reached Lodestar, right? He reached Lodestar over 11 years ago was when he learned about the truth of the final island, but he still just didn't have that missing. He didn't have that key, right? He didn't have the key to being able. So for like over 11 years, he didn't have the key to be able to read the poneglyphs and eventually find Laughtale. It took him like 11 years. So there was like over a decade stretch of Roger, you know, after reaching Lodestar, there was a decade time span before he was actually able to have that final piece, which was Odin, in order to be able to read the poneglyphs and find Laughtale. So yeah, for 10 years, Roger was kind of like, hey, you just kind of SOL at that point. But he eventually got it. He eventually found it. All right, so and he says poached Koski Odin from Whitebeard's crew, and yeah, we pretty much know how that went down. Roger was adamant about recruiting Odin, even though he was on his rival's crew. He was needed to reach the final destination, as the samurai could read the poneglyphs or the ancient characters. My bad. And then we see Roger begging Odin, and then it says, so sometime at that point he collected all four load poneglyphs. Well, sometimes we call it road poneglyphs, but load poneglyphs makes sense as well. Um, and this was all still within him being 51. And it says the farewell tour of a lifelong adventurer, Sky Island, Water 7, Fishman Island, and Zoe. With Odin in tow, he uncovered the secrets of the past and prepared for his last journey. All right. So now we're at 25 years ago at age 52. Oh, Roger successfully conquered the Grand Line, named the final island Laughtale, disbanded the Roger Pirates. Yeah, I knew Roger had to name that island because that island was pretty much, what's the word? It was like a, I don't want to say abandoned island because I don't know if people lived there, but it was pretty much a island that was untouched for probably since the Void Century, right? It probably since the Void Century, since anybody been to Laughtale. You know what I'm saying? Like Joy Boy might have been the last person at Laughtale, and that might have been in the Void Century. So you have this island that's just been kind of untouched, and it pretty much doesn't have a name at this point. So I would think that Roger pretty much discovering or rediscovering this island would give it a name. Even if it did have a name, the name probably got lost in history. So I would understand why Roger would rename it Laughtale. You know. All right, so then we get the birth of the Pirate King, followed by the death of his crew. And when they say the death of his crew, I don't mean they mean his crew actually died. I think that means just pretty much the Roger Pirates were no longer. The Roger Pirates, when we talk about the pirate crew died, but the crew individually still alive. Most of them, at least. There's probably some that died. All right, so after having accomplished the impossible, Roger welcomed the end of his adventure. And it says a final drink with Whitebeard. After raucously trading stories with his longtime rival, a man who had lived through the same era as him, Roger decided to tease the meaning behind the D initial. Okay, so yeah, this was Roger pretty much meeting up with Whitebeard one last time after separating from his crew. All right, so next we got 20 years ago. Let me bump that up so you guys can see it. All right, 24 years ago, aged 53. All right. So he voluntarily surrenders himself to the Navy, executed in Logtown, East Blue. All right, so it says entrusted his child to comrade in arms, Garp. Roger capitalized on the strange bond he forged with Garp on the battlefield by making a shocking final request from his jail cell. Garp lived up to his promise and took care of Ace when he was born. Hold on. All right, so all right, man, my nose is like stuffy. It's like so hard for me to talk right now. All right, so it says at the end he used the dying embers of his life to spark a great blaze that would engulf the entire world. I feel like that was part of Roger's plan. Like when he turned himself in, I felt like him turning himself in wasn't just to turn himself in. It all was to culminate to the one moment when he pretty much like sets the world ablaze by letting them know that the One Piece does exist, and he left his treasure in one place. So yeah. Or not, that was Whitebeard who let everybody know that the One Piece does exist. But Roger pretty much like let everybody know that yeah, I left my treasure in one place. So, you guys go go find it, right? Go find it. All right, so all right, okay. So we get this little black box. Let me move it up a little bit so it can be seen in the stream. All right, so it says the unresolved mysteries of Roger. Many questions about the life of the Pirate King remain unanswered. Here are just a few examples. His romance with Roge, right? Portgas Roge, right? I don't really think that's really that much of a question. Like I never per se asked like, oh, I wonder what Rogers and Rogue's romance was like. Like I never asked that. Like, did you guys think about that? Because I never considered that. I never cared about, like I'm not gonna lie. Like maybe some of you guys are interested, but Rogers, like Ace's mom, I never really. She's not a character I really want to know more of. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really care about. I don't think I would rather learn more about Luffy's mom than Ace's mom. You know, just because like I feel as though Luffy's mom could actually have some more impact on the story. Like maybe Luffy's mom has something to do with Dragon becoming a revolutionary, right? Maybe not though. Maybe she's just kind of like Porkus Roge, right? Maybe she's like Porkus D Roge, and she just her only purpose was bearing Luffy. You know. All right, so he said his beloved blade Ace, and then he says Roger's go-to weapon during his voyages. He bestowed its name upon his own son. What does this imply about his relationship with Roge? Is this flicker or parental love? That that's a good point, right? That's something I never thought about. Like why did Roger name his son after his sword? Like maybe he just loved his sword, right? Like maybe he loved his sword so much that he was like, you know what? I'm gonna name my son after my sword. Like maybe he just loved the name Ace, right? Like maybe that's just a name that he loved, right? But these questions, now that I'm realizing these questions, I feel as though Oda put these questions in here because he intends to answer them. So maybe we'll get more on Portgas Roge, and maybe we'll get more on like why Roger named his son after his sword. I don't know. All right, so we got Shanks Tears. Shanks was still a young boy on Roger's crew, but there seemed to be complex feelings behind his tears. I mean, I kind of see that as, I mean, I don't know, like I think maybe Shanks had maybe a very close bond to Roger. I think most of Roger's crew had a close bond with him, but I think Shanks and possibly Buggy probably looked at Roger as like a father figure, right? Because they were young, they were kids, so he was probably the closest thing to a father figure to them. So when we look at that, and then we look at the fact that Shanks knew Roger was going to die, and that this whole journey was coming to an end, I would probably say it was likely that Shanks was crying because something along that line, right? Like maybe Roger said something to him, and like he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna miss you when I go," or whatever. I mean, I guess he wouldn't say that because like how you gonna miss somebody when you die, right? But I don't know. I don't know. And then it's the what was Roger's ultimate dream? What what could such a great man still desire? Now that question right there, I think is a it's a it also it's also a question you would ask Luffy as well. I think that same question pertains to Luffy because we know that like when we look at that panel, Roger, that was the panel when Roger said something that was cut out, and then Whitebeard and Odin looked at him like, "What? Like, huh?" You know what I'm saying? Like that's childish, right? And then we also know that Luffy said something similar, or he had a moment like that. So I'm assuming that they both said the same thing. It's just a matter of what they said. It's like it's what they said is the question. I don't know. I don't know. But I am interested in knowing what they said as well. I kind of like that. I kind of like the theory that they said that they want to throw like the world's biggest party, because it's like one of them things where it makes sense for like Luffy, especially Luffy, to say, but I could see Rogers wanting something like that as well. It's kind of a childish goal as well. And if somebody said that, like if you was to ask somebody like, "Hey, what's your biggest goal?" and they said like, "Hey, I want to have the biggest party in the world where like the whole world parties at the same time or whatever," I'd probably say, "Huh? Like what? What are you talking about?" You know what I mean? It'd be a little weird to hear somebody say that as well. So, what you guys talking about? Adam says, "Nice. I have not read this much yet." Well, we're reading it now. Angel says nobody care about Roger and Rouge. I'm pretty sure somebody cares. Uh, then we got I God in the building. He says, "Hello, hello, my brothers." Shout out to I God. And the angel says, "No, no. I think he's trying to point out that Shanks cried once talking to Roger privately, and another time when Roger announced the crew disband." I mean, I don't get why that changes what I said, but okay, I guess. Uh, Adam says they both say though. I want to be. How does that grammatically fit? What you mean they both say I want to be? You mean like when what they block out, like when they block out something they say, like they say I want to be and then they block it out? Is that what you mean? Is that what they say? I want to be. I don't think is that what they say? I don't think that's what they say. I don't remember. Show me if you could pull up that panel. Show me what you're talking about. Uh, but yeah, okay, so yeah. All right, so next page it says One Piece Deep, the way to Laughtale, a look into the load poneglyphs, the key to Laughtale. All right, and it says Laughtale, where the One Piece is said to reside. Let's take a look at the poneglyphs, our sole clue to finding Laughtale. All right, so says the historical text, ancient messages that piece together to form a forbidding history. Adam says, yes, they say I want to be. I'm looking at the viz now. I will send it in the Discord. Okay. Yeah, send it in the Discord. I'll check it out. Send it, yes, send it to me in the Discord. I'll check it out. All right, so it says the stones patiently wait to fulfill their purpose. All right, so it says these inscriptions were made 800 years ago to carry an unknown will. The future was entrusted to one who can guide these passages to their end. All right, so yeah, we know the poneglyphs was, uh, I guess, created 800 years ago. At least 30 unique stones have been scattered around the globe, the globe, and nine crucial stills are required to comprise the real poneglyphs. These are a total of four load poneglyphs. All right, and so we see there's the four road poneglyphs, and then we got the five, or not five. It's like nine of the real poneglyphs. Okay, so yeah, so the other, I want to say 17. The other 17 poneglyphs are pretty much like, just poneglyphs for information that we already know. Did you send that yet, Adam? So I could check that out. What you was talking about. All right, so going down, it says the real poneglyph stones. The real poneglyphs, stones that hold important information pertaining to the Void Century. Each of these have a passage about the forgotten past. By unifying the text of these nine crucial stones, the true history will be unraveled. The low poneglyphs. These red stones show the route to Laughtale. Stones that show the way to the actual end of the Grand Line by cross-referencing the points indicated by each one. The location of the final island can be ascertained. So yeah, it's pretty much what we already knew. We know that when you get the four roll poneglyphs, then that's when it pretty much, getting all four of them points you to where Laughtale is. And we also know that the real poneglyphs are pretty much just nine poneglyphs that give you like the real information to what happened in the Void Century. So it's kind of like the historical text. Let me check this Discord, see what you was talking about. Where'd you put it? Did you like message it to me, or where'd you send it? Oh, I see it. All right, so he says, I won't run away from anyone. I won't lose to anyone. I don't care if they call me a villain. I'll make the whole world know my name. And then Luffy says, hee hee. Okay, then he said, I want to be. And then he says so. Why did he say I'll, though? Like, I will do something. Like, I mean, I guess grammatically you're right, though. You're right. It wouldn't make sense for him to say, I want to be, have a party. Like, that wouldn't make sense. So maybe that's not what he said, just kind of going off of, unless it's a translation error. If that's how he kind of put it, like he said, I want to be, then maybe he probably didn't say I want to start a whole party. So yeah, good point. All right, so going down, it says, "What are the hidden truths chiseled onto the stones? Why those Koski clans have been um oh my bad, I was distracted. Wano's Koski clan has been or have been stonemasons for generations. And that remarkable talent has or was passed on from one generation to the next. I'm kind of curious. Do you guys think like Momonosuke might end up learning how to write in Oh, you see, okay, see, Adam, the two things you sent me, the one with Luffy and Roger, they're kind of contradicted. Like if we're saying that they said the same thing, which we don't know if they said the same thing, right? We don't know if they said the same thing, but it's kind of contradicting. Like Luffy says, he okay then, and then he starts his statement with saying I'll, like saying I will. Based on that, he could have said I'll have the biggest party ever, right? Because he said I will. But then the next panel he says I want, right? So he starts off saying I will, and then he continues saying I want, right? That's what he continues saying. But Rogers says that's right, and then I'll. He just says I will, like ILL, like I will. So based on that, Roger could have said, I'll start the biggest party ever. Same with Luffy. He could have been saying that. But it's just that one panel that says, I want to be. So I didn't see Roger saying, I want to be. He said, I will. You know what I'm saying? He said, I will. So that could be a translation issue. Maybe it's something they added. Because again, Luffy was starting his statement off saying, I will. And then he continues saying, I want to be or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that could be a translation thing because it was it was it was like just that one instance, and it was what Luffy said. Like Roger didn't say it, at least as with the panels that you gave me. Roger never said that. He never said I want to be. He says I will, and then Luffy also says I will as well. It kind of makes me think that like when Luffy says he okay then I will, and then that's when it kind of like mutes. That's when we don't get nothing, and then after we get that break, he says I want to be. You know, what chapter did you get that from? Let me know because I wanna look that chapter up because I wanna let me know, Adam. Adam says, I sent it to you, my bad. I don't think right. I think he can speak it. And and then Adam says, I am not saying that they said the same thing. I think it's all lies. Well, I'm not saying you said that. I'm just saying going off the premise of that they probably said the same thing. Cause why would they? Cause like if you even look at the anime, right, that whole moment when both Roger and Luffy said it, like you look at episode 1015 when Roger and it was like the whole Yamato thing, and Ace was talking to Yamato. You see that it was mirrored in such a way that they both said the same thing, and Yamato kind of sounded like she was confirming that they said the same thing as well. You know what I mean? Because remember, Ace was telling Yamato about like Luffy, and he was saying like, "Yeah, my brother said that, but nobody's allowed to laugh at that dream. Only me and Sabo. So don't go laughing at it." And then Yamato kind of started crying, and then she was like, I wouldn't laugh at your brother's dream because there was a great man who said the same thing or something." Like that's what Yamato says. So Yamato kind of, and I could be wrong. Y'all could correct me if maybe Yamato didn't say that, but I just remember Yamato kind of like implying that Luffy and Roger said the same thing. So I feel as though Yamato kind of confirmed that whatever they said that was blocked out was indeed the same thing. Angel said, "To be honest, in the anime, it also say I want to be. In the translation I'm reading, it says I'll be for Roger." Okay. What chapter? Like what chapter y'all reading? What was the Luffy chapter when Luffy said it? Like what chapter did Luffy say that? In the translation, and all right, and Luffy saying "I want to be" is what made me think he said Pirate King. Why would he block out Pirate King though? It's like we already he said it, he said it so much that it's like it would be kind of like what effect do you get from blocking out that, right? Like each time they show it, they block it out, whatever Luffy and Roger says. So like we already know that Luffy wants to be Pirate King. So it's like I don't see why they would even feel the need to block that aspect up. There's something that Luffy and Roger are saying that we're not aware of being their goal. It can't be Pirate King because we already they say it a million times and never block it out. So I can't, me personally, I can't accept that it's him saying I want to be Pirate King because it's like we already know that, you know, we already know that. We already know that. All right, let me continue. Angel says, "I know. I'm just saying that's what I thought my first time watching." Yeah, I mean, but I think a lot of people thought that the first time, but we not talking about the first time. We talking about the here and now. What do we believe they said? All right. So okay, so it says the stones reveal the so we're still at the bottom of that I think the second page, right? When we're talking about the poneglyphs. We're still on the right side. So it said the Koski clan transcribed the message, which we know, and then we go over back, we kind of see like a panel of O'Hara and Dr. Clover, and it says the stones reveal the existence of a certain great kingdom. The kingdom is said to have stood in opposition to what would one day become the world government and likely holds an enormous secret. Yeah, it's definitely we definitely know that. Hey, can anybody tell me? Cause I'm still waiting on Adam to tell me because he didn't tell me. Cause somebody tell me what chapter it was when Luffy says, "I want to be," and then it goes blank. Cause I've been waiting for somebody to give me that answer. Uh, okay. So going over to the left side of the page, it says comprehensive analysis. The locations of the load poneglyphs, past and present. All right. So we got one in Zoe. Okay, we get the I thought somebody sent me. I thought one of y'all sent me a message in Discord. All right, so the locations of the Lode poneglyphs, past and present. All right, so 26 years ago, Roger's quest. So, okay, so we're on Zoe. We know that there's a Lode poneglyph in Zoe. The Lode poneglyph has accompanied by the Koski clan crest, which is a testament to the solemn bonds of the fraternity they forged with the Minks centuries ago. Wano country. All right, okay. So this is where we need to find the the one in Wano. Like that's still the one that we need to figure out at the moment, right? At like right now. Okay, so Wano country. Odin's statement confirmed that Wano was host one or has host one of the coveted stones. Its location remains unknown, but it appears to have been somewhere convenient enough that a rubbing could be taken in no time flat. But it appears to have been somewhere convenient enough that a rubbing, like one of those things they put, a rubbing could be taken in no time flat. So it says that, hey, that's a heck of a clue, though. That's a clue right there that we got. That's a clue. So it says Odin's statement confirmed that Wano has hosts one of the coveted stones. Its location remains unknown, but it appears to have been somewhere convenient enough that a rubbing could be taken in no time flat. Where could that be? Where in Wano could a poneglyph be where a rubbing could be taken in no time flat, right? Is it still in that location at the moment? Is the question. Who's all these notifications I'm getting? God dang. Like, where could that be, right? Like, it seems like it would be somewhere where, like, anybody would have access to. So maybe somewhere outside, possibly, right? Maybe somewhere outside where people could just go past it, right? At a whims. And if you think about it, I don't think it has to be that deeply hidden, because when you look at Wano being a closed off country, you know, it's not like outsiders have access to Wano that easily. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And if it's not there, if it's somewhere easily accessible, was it moved? All right, so then we get location unknown in Big Mom's possession. Okay, so all right, so the one that we know that Big Mom has was probably somewhere else. It seems like maybe she took that, you know, she took the poneglyph from a different location. It's shown to be possible because we know that there were once two poneglyphs in Fishman Island, and now there's one. So somebody moved the roll poneglyph. Somebody moved it. So, you know, they're movable, right? It's shown that they're movable, but where was that? I'm curious. I'm kind of curious. It's not that important. I don't need answers, but I'm kind of curious where Big Mom got her roll poneglyph from. And then we have Fishman Island. It says was next to a regular poneglyph in the Sea Forest region of Fishman Island. Adam says 585. Let's look that up. Chapter 585. All right, a lot of chapters to pass before I get to 585. There we go. Brotherly pact. Okay. Da, da, da. I'm trying to find it. All right, so I think I'm closer. All right, okay. So it says, "I won't run away from anyone. I won't lose to anyone. I don't care if." Okay, I read that. And then Luffy says, "He." Okay, then I'll. And then cause he starts off by saying "I'll," like, like. I mean, I guess he could say "I'll wanna be," but it's two different contexts from starting saying like "I'll," then "I want to be." Like you could be like, "I'll do something. I'll do that. I'll do this," and then next he says, "I want to be," and then it gets cut off. Ace and Sabo both say, "Huh," but it does say that though. It does say, "I want to be." It does say, "I want to be." So I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I don't know what it could mean. But that definitely does kind of uh it definitely does kind of contradict the idea of him saying, "I want to start the biggest party ever" or something. It does kind of contradict that. All right, so that was 26 years ago during Roger's quest. Now we're present time, the Straw Hats quest. So we're in Zo, which they still have the roll poneglyph. And then it says Inuyasha led the crew to the astonishing red stele. Okay. So it's still there. It hasn't moved. And then the straw hat, or then it says the Wano country in Kaido's possession. And then it says Kaido's dominion over Wano has seemingly prevented other pirates from mindlessly pursuing this one. So yeah, we still don't get no answers of where it is, and I don't expect the answers to be in this. So I get it. I get it. Okay, and then we got Whole Cake Island acquired. Oh, but going back to the Wino, it does say it's in Kaido's possession. So if it's in Kaido's possession, that might mean like it could. I mean, I guess he would probably be hiding it somewhere, but he obviously at least probably knows where it is. It's not like hidden in Wano away from him somewhere. Like he has it or he had it in his possession. Not so much anymore. And then the Whole Cake Island acquired, it says Brook was able to get to nab a rubbing of Big Mom's glyph, which we know. And then the one in Fishman Island, we don't know where that went. And it says it was on Fishman Island 26 years ago, but not anyone or not anymore. Where could it have gone? So where do you guys think it is? I think the world government might have it. Now that I actually think about it, I think the world government might have it. Either or Shanks. So it could be either Shanks or either the world government. I think I think I could see the world government having it so in order to prevent pirates from being able to eventually get it. Like just think about it. Like you kill off everybody at Kareed the Poneglyph. But then it's like, well, what if somebody survives or what if somebody learns? You know what I'm saying? Then I think if I was the world government, I would try to get possession of the one of the road poneglyphs at least. Because if it's in our possession, it means that pirates won't be able to get it so easily. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Angel said, whatever Luffy's dream was, it was childish and respectable enough for Ace to say, "You really got one up on me." And then he says, "I'm wrong. I expect to be in one of the 3 islands Oda put up." I don't know. If somebody moved it, that means somebody took possession of it. Um, so I would think it's in someone's possession, and I think the only people who I I think it's most likely in the possession of either the world government or Shanks. You know, like I could see the world government trying to get it just to prevent people from uh being able to use it just in case they're able to read the poneglyph somehow. Like if somebody just mysteriously gets the ability to read poneglyphs, I would for extra measure try to get the roll poneglyphs, or at least get one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because if you take one of them and make it to where pirates can't get a hold of it, then even if they could get the other three, they still need that one to be able to find Laughtale. Okay. All right. So it says, where is the final red stone? It must be somewhere unexplored by the Straw Hat crew. Yeah, I think that's definitely probably the case. Most likely the case. Or else they would have came upon it somehow, right? Um is the final low poneglyph in the region that the Straw Hats have yet to visit? Maybe it's in one of these places. We have the land of giants, Elbath. We have the once sunny town, now plagued by coops, Vera. I'm gonna have to look into Vera. Like I don't really remember reading much about Vera. It says amazing, a log from 300 years ago. Nah, I don't know. I can't read that. All right. So yeah, and then it says Blackbeard's base, the pirate island, full of lead. And then he says there are more possibilities too. The world is vast with many obscure islands. Risky Red Island, Rasian Island, Mysteria Island, Balloon Terminal, Yucca Rio Island, Empty Bluffs Island, and Apple Nine Island, etc. I hardly recall any of those islands, honestly. I also think the world government could have got it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I don't think somebody just, I mean, I guess it could be possible somebody just moved it to a random island and just left it there. So it's, but I think whoever moved it had a reason to move it. You know, they had some type of reason to move it. And I think the only people who will have like a reason to move it is Shanks, the world government, and Blackbeard. I forgot about Blackbeard. And we know that Fishman Island was post time skip, and Blackbeard became Yonko post time skip. So maybe he moved it during that time skip. Maybe he moved the poneglyphs during that time skip. Okay, so now we're getting into some Rocks D. Zebek now. All right, it says he aimed to become the king of the world, the worst taboo. Rocks D. Zebek, Roger's strongest adversary, the mythical Rocks. Roger's most formidable foe was a renowned heinous pirate. Let's take a look at the man whose ambition led him to violate the world's greatest taboo. Okay, all right, we getting into it. We getting into it. All right. Okay, so the formation of the hold on, I'm trying to make sure I'm reading this in like order. So over 44 years ago, The formation of the Rock's pirates on the pirate island Fullerlid, a bunch of powerful individuals band together with the promise of landing a big score. Okay, so based on that, right? Based on it says, based on that statement, it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like Rocks won his crew through a Davy back fight. It actually sounds like they actually, of their own will, of their own volition, they all banded under Rocks because they were promised a big score, right? So I think that's kind of hinting at, like, I think that's kind of disproving the idea that the Rocks pirates were formed under the Davy back fight. That's like a long running theory that I remember a lot of people kind of run with. And then it says 44 years ago, Kaido joins the crew as a rookie. He proves to be a dominant force as part of the crew. And then the God Valley incidents, a crossroad of fate. And it says the total collapse of the Rocks crew followed, but that's not all. Okay, so we got Rocks Pirates versus Roger and Garp. It doesn't say the Roger Pirates and Garp. It just says Roger and Garp. Bro, like if Roger and Garp really did beat all these renowned pirates, I don't like what does that say about like the big moms? Like Kaido was still kind of up and coming, so I don't think he. I guess you could say Big Mom probably wasn't in her prime either, and possibly Black or Whitebeard. But even then, it's like they all lost to Roger and Garp. I feel as though there's more to that. I don't think that it was literally like a 2 versus 5 or 6. And the 2 beat the 6. I have a hard time believing that. Like, I know a lot of y'all like, well, I think it's possible. I just find a hard time believing that. Is it possible? Yeah, but I mean, you got Whitebeard, you got Kaido, you got Big Mom, you got Shiki, you got Silvers, like John Silvers, you got all these strong characters. Plus, Zabek, who is probably strong in his own right, individually. Individually he could probably get with Roger. So having help from other strong individuals as well, it just makes it hard for me to believe Roger and Garp literally just 2v6 or 7, however many guys are in Rock's crew. Angel said, I expect to be in one of the 3 islands Oda put up. And then he says, what does that say about hockey? What does the fact that Roger and Garp beating all those guys say about hockey? I don't think that says anything about hockey. If that's what you're asking, I think it might speak maybe to Roger and Garp's hockey, because I don't like this idea that people push that, like, if you're a devil fruit user, that you lose to a hockey user. Like, I don't like that idea because devil fruit users can have hockey as well. So if, like, I feel as though Luffy is a devil fruit user, right? But he has very strong hockey. His hockey is on par with some of the strongest of hockey users. Maybe aside from Shanks, you know what I mean? And maybe Roger back in the day, but I'm talking about living people. You know what I'm saying? So, but Luffy having a devil fruit doesn't mean that his hockey can't be as strong as somebody who doesn't have a devil fruit and has like super strong hockey. So, like, and I'm not saying you're saying that, Angel. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just kind of going off of. I'm just, you just kind of spark this idea that I hear a lot about, like, people acting like, like, because I've heard so many times, I've seen conversations where people say, hey, if you could have any devil fruit you want, what devil fruit will you have? And then you have the one or two people talking about, oh, I'd rather have hockey. I'm like, that's stupid. Because it's like, you could have hockey and have a devil fruit. You could have both. Why, like, you acting like having a devil fruit stops you from having hockey or stops you from having strong hockey. It's a stupid, it's a not very well thought out statement. Now I can understand if the question is, would you rather have a devil fruit, or would you rather be the strongest hockey master? I get that, but if I'm just asking what devil fruit would you rather have, and you come in and say, oh, I don't want a devil fruit, I'd rather just have hockey. It's like, bruh, you could still have a devil fruit and have hockey. You know what I'm saying? I personally would rather have a devil fruit and hockey, because it's like, you know what I mean? And Adam, I seen that message. Yeah, your profile pic did change, and I do see it. Angel says, but yeah, I also find a hard time believing two people defeated Rock's pirates, but in the short flashback in the anime, it shows Marines and pirates fighting against them. Angel said, I can't swim. I think you meant swim, but you said swing. I can't swing, so I'd rather have a devil fruit. Um, as far as your statement about the other Marines helping, it I don't think it ever showed that there were any other powerhouses helping though. Like, there were fodder Marines, but like, you would need like I think like you would need at least a few vice admirals there to just kind of fight. Like, you would need some vice admirals, or maybe at least some admirals there to sit there and take some of the load off of Garp and Roger. You know, like, keep like the Kaido and the Whitebeards and the Big Mom busy while, or maybe if like Garp or Roger's fighting Zebek, Garp would be fighting like Whitebeard possibly, and then you would need somebody who's capable of fighting Big Mom and Kaido and John Silvers and Shiki, and like, you would need guys to sit there and fight them, but it's just hard for me to picture two. Like, even I know Roger and Garp were strong, but like fighting like Roger and Whitebeard were looked at. Some people consider Whitebeard stronger than Roger, or at least as strong as Roger. So him alone, if you're fighting Zebek and Whitebeard, and Whitebeard at that time is as strong as Roger, that's like, and like everybody else, the Kaido, Big Mom, Shiki is just overkill at that point. Okay, so all right, so after the whole God Valley incident, the former members of the Rock's crew went on to become infamous in their own right. The crew, which dared to challenge the world government, was well known for their backstabbing and infighting. Some members would go on to be known as famous emperors of the sea. In addition, all right, so yeah, we see that panel where Sengoku's talking about rocks. And then going down, it says Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard, the Golden Lion. All right. Then there's a panel with Big Mom and Kaido. It said these two have been like water and oil for many years, but they somehow casually put their differences aside to form an alliance in Wano. and then and then we got Whitebeard and Shiki, right? It said these two men crossed blades with Roger many times, and they had mutual respect for one another. It's wild how they respected each other and they crossed paths with Roger, But it was never stated that Shiki and Whitebeard fought. You know, is it because of that respect? Is it because of that respect that they didn't fight? I don't know. And then okay, I just see a bomb. It said Kaido's devil fruit has deep ties to the God Valley incident. And Big Mom says, on the day rocks fell into ruin at God Valley, I gave you that mythical model of the fish fruit. You owe me. So it was literally that same day. I forgot about that. I really did forget about that. That Big Mom said that to Kaido. And then it says Kaido's devil fruit seems to have an inexplicable connection to his past with Big Mom. What happened in the aftermath of God Valley? Damn, this is really giving me a theory now. Like going back and reading it, it's kind of giving me a theory. We could talk some more about it like after when I bring on the guests and everything. But just think about that, right? It says on, like, think about this. Think of the wording, right? It's the wording of how Big Mom said this that just makes me think this theory, right? It says on the day rocks fell into ruin at God Valley. So on the day that the rocks fell, I gave you that mythical model of the fish fruit. So she's saying I gave you that. So was this because she said I gave you that, like saying like that mythical model was somehow important, or like it was in Rock's possession, right? Like it just makes me think that the devil fruit Kaido has was already within Rock's possession. Now, was it like a devil fruit that they were carrying, or maybe did they find it at God Valley? Did they find it at God Valley? Yeah, maybe they found it at God Valley. Maybe the celestial dragons were holding on to it and they found it there, and maybe Rox was about to eat it, but then he died or he fell or whatever, and then Big Mom gave it to Kaido. I don't know. Or well, there's let me go to the second reason before I go on the main theory that I'm trying to get to. Or maybe they were carrying that devil fruit on the ship the whole time and deciding who would eat it. Like maybe they couldn't decide who would eat this devil fruit. Like they like, I want to eat it, and then they're like, I want to eat it, and it was just like, well, we're nobody eats it until we find out who's going to eat it, right? Like that could have been the case as well. Third possibility, and here's the theory: what if, what if, what if Zebek was the original wielder of that fish fruit model dragon or whatever the model is, right? What if that was originally Zebek's fruit? It's kind of the wording, right? The statement that Big Mom makes on the day rocks fell into ruin at God Valley. So it's kind of saying like on the day that Zebek, you know, because she could be talking about the pirate crew or she could be talking about Zebek himself. I'm kind of going off of the possibility of her talking about Zebek himself. On the day rocks fell into ruin. I mean, it kind of sound like the crew, but you know, I'm kind of looking at it as like maybe Rocks D Zebek fell into ruin, as in he died as well. Maybe the pirate crew fell into ruin because the captain died. On the day rocks fell into ruin, I gave you that mythical model of fish fruit. So on the day that Zebek died, maybe his devil fruit spawned, you know, because they said if you die, it spawns to the nearest devil fruit. Something along that line. Maybe his devil fruit spawned right away, right there. And Big Mom was pretty much like maybe Kaido looked at Zebek like a father figure, and Big Mom was like, hey, why don't you have his devil fruit? Something along that line, right? Maybe Big Mom gave Kaido Zebek's devil fruit. Or, or, and this is kind of a something pertaining to Big Mom's ability. Maybe, like, what if Big Mom is able to extract the soul of a devil fruit, right? So maybe, let's say Zebek is dying, or maybe they betrayed Zebek at the end of it, and Big Mom took the soul of the devil fruit from Zebek and put it within Kaido. Just saying, man. It's just that statement just got me. It just spawned a whole bunch of speculation. Adam said, I totally agree. Have both devil fruits in hockey, bro. Like, our protagonist is literally the best example of that. And then he says, and I think it's on Sphinx Island. Could be, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. And then Angel says Roger got Rayleigh and Gavin. I don't know about Garp though. That's true. Rayleigh and Gavin could have been there. And then you could also add, who else could you add in there? I don't think Odin was part of the crew at that time. Nah, he wasn't. This was like early Roger's career. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, yeah, I don't know who Roger had, honestly. And then Adam says, so then it was definitely made at God Valley, then somehow. If you talk about Kaido's devil fruit, possible. You know, maybe when Zebek died, that's when his devil fruit respawned. I mean, and I kind of like the idea of Zebek having the Yami Yami no Mi more, but he could have had the Kaido's devil fruit, the Uo Uo no Mi. Okay. All right, so then we got Captain John, right? He was one of the zombies, and it says a great pirate whose notoriety reverberated far and wide while he was still alive. And his demise, Moria used his ability to turn him into a zombie. Even more pirates got their start on his crew. Other notable members included the likes of Silver Axe. I I don't know why I call him John Silver. I meant Captain John, and then it's Silver Axe. I like kind of combine their name. Silver Axe, and Ochoko, although they are not as well known. And it says the one who uses Zebek's name, of course, is Blackbeard. Uh, and we know Blackbeard's ship name is known as the Saber of Zebek. Is there some deeper connection? And then we see that picture where he said, pack your bags onto the ship. Why let the Navy reap the reward when I stand to gain from this? We still don't know what that reward is. Could it be Luffy's devil fruit? And they said rocks could his design still threaten the world? I definitely think there is a connection with Blackbeard and Zebek, and I'm glad that this whole chapter been kind of pointing at that as well. All right, so we kind of get some designs of the Straw Hats. It says the Straw Hats raid outfits. The Straw Hats has donned these when they started their raid on Onigashima. From Luffy's snazzy new coat to the unique look of the others clad in armor. Naturally, Chopper's armor only fits in his human form as it was tailored from head to toe for those proportions. The Straw Hat samurai gear, these are their pre-raid costumes from Amigasa Village in Curry. Was Luffy just playing dress up on a whim, or was all this gear his intended look for the raid? I think he was. I think he was trying out some fits. That's what I think. I think Luffy was trying out some fits. Uh, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. So that's just some sketch with Kinemon, pretty much Kinemon and Luffy. I think that's when that was after the whole betrayal of Kanjuro. I think that's when that was. And then we get the Samurai Luffy and Rare Camino of Nami and Robin. Don't be forgetting Robin. They always like to forget Robin. They always talk about Nami and forget Robin. Come on now, y'all gotta stop that, bro. Like Oda, you gotta stop that, bro. Like Robin is Bay One, man. Like Nami cool, but Nami ain't Robin. Let's be serious here now. Come on, one in the chat for one in the chat for Robin, two in the chat for Nami, or in the comments. One in the chat for Robin, two in the chat for Nami. All right, Nami would find herself playing Konichi, but she's a true vision, and her Camino. A drafted exchange between her and Momonosuke is also included. So these are all sketches. Adam says so. Then it was definitely made at God Valley. Then some. I wouldn't say definitely, because like I said, like they could have had it in their possession the whole time, like traveling to God Valley. You know, like maybe they were holding on to it until they found like a suitable person to eat it. Or maybe it was made there. But I wouldn't say definitely. I think there's other possibilities as well. And then it says, look at the sketches for Gigante Floor. Is that her demon form? Originally, Robin's devil form and her massive Gigante Floor counterpart were going to be one and the same. I think it could have been. It should have been possibly. It was kind of like a Susanoo of Robin. Like I like Robin Susanoo, man. That's what I call that ability. Her Susanoo. Robin Susanoo. All right, so we get a sketch of the legend of Wano Kosuke Oden. The incredible Kosuke Oden impacted the future of all samurai. The details of his life, right down to the manner which he spoke, were refined many times as shown in the concept notes. So yeah, this was them refining Oden's look. Then he says early concept of Wano's beautiful brothers. Here we have the stunning siblings of Wano. It seems like the plan was always to introduce Kiko Nojo into the story as the unassuming Lady Okiku. And then Wano's 7 scoundrels became the 9 Red Scabbards. The samurai rose to glory. The Red Scabbards are arguably the lead characters of the Wano arc. However, they are originally envisioned as a group of 7 scoundrels, and Hitetsu's was one of them. At one point, they were only going to be a group of 4. Also, okay, so that's nice to know. Hitetsu was originally going to be one of the 4 scabbards, but I guess that whole idea was scrapped. So it looks like I'm trying to see what was going to be the original 4. So maybe Kinemon, Hitetsu, probably Kanjuro, because they was going to need the trader. And I don't know who were the original 4. They not really. Is it? I see Hitetsu, Kinemon, uh, Kawamatsu look like. a little bit, and then Jero. I don't know. I don't know who the original four was, but so originally there was supposed to be four scabbards, and Hatetsu was originally going to be one of them, but I guess Oda decided to use Hatetsu as the eventual Kosuke Sukiyaki, right? And then we get Kosuke Momonosuke's design as a 28-year-old. In order to save Wano, Momonosuke had Shinobu use her ripe fruit or powers to turn him into an adult. He went from aged 8 to 28 in the blink of an eye. You can clearly see the resemblance to Odin. Yeah, you can. Then we get Shimosuke Kozaburo sketch. So we got like a sketch of him talking to a young Zoro. And then we get the extremely elusive samurai of Wano. Shimosuke Kozaburo, the swordsmith behind the Wado Ichimonji and Enma and countless others, Shimosuke Ushimaru, and the other daimyo that bravely stood against Kaido after Odin's demise. Don't forget to study the concept art behind these legendary samurai now that they're available to the public. Okay, so this is pretty much the daimyo's concept art or concept designs. All right, so we're pretty much done that. Let me read these notes. We said we've gone with the low poneglyph over the familiar road poneglyph here. We concluded that Lode is probably the intent based on the name of Lodestar Island. The island wasn't introduced when the Red Stones first appeared, so the potential romanization went unnoticed at the time. Now they are tied together in a narrative. As we know, you're only meant to learn about the Lode poneglyphs after reaching Lodestar. Lode is the Middle English term that implies guide path. It is related to the word lead. A lodestar is a star that helps one chart their course. The North Star is a good example. Such markers were the only means of navigation available for many seafaring vessels. Hey, and you guys in the Discord, or you guys who are about to jump into Discord, join the Discord now. We're about to wrap this up. So Cube, Angel, definitely hop in the Discord at this point, and I'll be in there after I finish this up pretty much. Angel with the one for Robin. Shout out to Angel. All right, so it's impossible to be 100% certain with terms like this. As Shueisha decided to call this very booklet The Road to Laughtale, and like with Arabasta, Load and Road would be written identically in Japanese. For now, we're going with Load as it seems more appropriate, but we are open to switching back if significant new information comes to light within the manga itself. All right, cool. So yeah, that's pretty much the it's pretty much the video, guys, or that's pretty much the what am I saying? That's the reaction. That's the reaction. That's the chapter. That's the road to Laughtale. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Hey, Angel and Q, make sure you join the Discord. I will be there, but just be ready. Let me catch up on this chat, and yeah, we'll get into it. Angel said her saying that makes me think she could have given him a different fruit, or there was multiple mythical zone fruits. There was multiple mythical zone fruits. I don't know, it was her saying that devil fruit, it made me think there was like there was something special about it, right? Or like there was something special about it. Like either they were it's something special, like maybe it was Zebek's devil fruit before, or maybe they were arguing over that devil fruit, so it was causing a lot of trouble. So it's like she was like, "Yeah, I gave you that devil fruit, like the one that we was arguing over, right? Or I gave you that devil fruit, the one that Zebek had. I gave you that devil fruit, that the one we found and we was carrying on the ship." Like it just sounds like you know. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they found it and she was like, "I gave you that devil fruit." I don't know. Adam says, "Fell into ruins. What place is known as ruins? Sphinx Islands." I don't. I think you looking too much into that part. Honestly, I think when she said "fell in the ruins," she just meant like, "Hey, that's where rocks fell. Like rocks fell in the ruins." Adam says, "In the words like you said, the riddle of the Sphinx. The Sphinx. I think you just really wanted to be Sphinx Island. I think you just trying to force it. I think you just trying to force it to be Sphinx Island. That's all I say. I don't think. I think you creating some forced connections here, buddy." Fucking Adam, man. And then Angel says one for Robin. Shout out to Angel. Adam says it's actually the only thing you actually need to navigate at sea. What the stars? That what you talking about? The North Star. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into the Discord. Right. Let's get into the Discord. Hopefully, Angel and Cube are already in the Discord, and I don't have to keep asking them to get into the Discord. All right. They are indeed in the Discord. Let's join them. Hey guys. So
Was
we have Angels. We have Angels room. What's good?
hello.
What's up? We got Angel in the building. You want to say what's up to the people?
What's up?
Then we also got Cube in the building.
What's up?
All right, so Cube, you suggested this in the Discord that we talk about the road to or I was gonna say the road to Poneglyph, the road to Laughtale, right? You wanted this, and you said we should talk about it. So, what's up? What's up? What we talking about? But I do got some stuff to talk about, right? I do got some stuff to talk about, right? What do y'all think about the devil fruit? About that moment with Kaido and Big Mom, like Big Mom giving Kaido the Uo Uo no Mi model dragon, I guess. I think that's what it is. I think that's the version. Um, at the same day, pretty much that rocks fell. Like, what do you get? Like, do you guys agree with my stance? I'm pretty sure y'all disagree, but I speculated.
Um,
I speculated the possibility of Rocks dying that day and his devil fruit, which could have possibly been that dragon devil fruit, spawning and Big Mom giving it to him.
to be honest, I think your idea is possible, but I don't know. It could just be taken in so many different ways. Maybe she's just pointing out that she gave it to him on that day, or maybe she has more meaning to it. But who
That's
knows?
that's fair. That's fair. What about you,
Uh,
Cube?
I actually don't know. Like, I do feel like I'm not sure, but at the same time, the way the wording could also be very interesting, the way she said it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually perplexed. I don't actually have a. I don't think so, but also I'm not sure, so maybe it could be.
You you know something like something I just thought about that like I didn't even really think about when I made that little theory, that little on the whim theory. Um, I, y'all remember like I've been talking about like Blackbeard possibly getting Kaido's devil fruit for like a long time, and
Hmm.
it's funny because let's say Zebek did have Kaido's devil fruit, or like let's say he had that devil fruit first before Kaido, and and let's say I think it would be poetic if Blackbeard was trying to get Kaido's devil fruit, just because like let's say you know I feel like all these theories that I kind of created kind of all connect. You know, the idea that Blackbeard or Zebek lives, his soul lives within Blackbeard, or his personality or whatever you want to say. Like he lives within Blackbeard, and then Zebek had Kaido's devil fruit, and then Kaido had Zebek's or no, Zebek had the dragon devil fruit first, and then Kaido got that devil fruit from Zebek, and then Blackbeard gets the devil fruit from Kaido. Blackbeard is also Zebek. I think it'd be a nice little like full circle type of thing. Me personally, but that's also a lot of my speculation. That's a lot of my fan canon at work.
Yeah, but it is an interesting idea. I mean,
Yeah,
the most I can come up with is that there were multiple devil fruits she could have given him,
yeah,
but she chose to give him that specific one. But who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. Yeah, I don't. I mean, maybe it could have been like a devil fruit that they found at God Valley, or like maybe they were going to God Valley for that devil fruit, right? Like maybe they was going there for that devil fruit, and maybe Zebek was going to. Maybe that was like the devil fruit Zebek originally wanted, you know, and but he died in battle possibly, or fell in battle. Like we don't know if he died there or if he fell and got captured. We don't really know what happened. Like I don't think he exists no more or I kind of do think he exists through Blackbeard, but so I believe he had to die at one point. But yeah, I think it could have been like maybe Zebek was going for that devil fruit, but he couldn't get it. Maybe he died before it, and Kaido ended up getting it. So if that's the case, I still think that could play into the whole Blackbeard wanting to get that devil fruit as well. But again, I just really like the idea of Blackbeard getting that devil fruit. So I could be forcing it though. You know what I'm saying? But what you
I
guys?
no, I do think that you're not wrong in a way that uh I think that the coincidence that the devil fruit he ate was a Zoan, knowing that what he knows about Joy Boy,
Mm-hmm.
I would not be shocked that it wasn't his intended devil fruit, but then he hoped that it could be the fact that since he's a Zoan user, that he might be the next Joy Boy, because he knew that the type of devil fruit.
Yeah,
So I do feel like, but I think that he wasn't sure, and so he did it at a last necessity when the rocks failed,
yeah,
because that it wasn't sure it was that zone. But I do think like, there was an intention, but that's right. Because I think that if he did it on the day that the rocks fell, he must have thought that it's I have to have at least this devil fruit.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Um, so I got a question from her wording. Do any of you think that Rox is alive from the way she worded things?
I want to say. I mean, like I said, I think Zebek is alive. Not like physically alive. I think he's living within Blackbeard. But I don't think her wording makes me think that. It's just something I already believe. So I can't really say. I don't think her wording made me think that any more than I already believe.
I do agree
All right.
that I
I
also
mean, like, does it make you think that he's physically alive? Like him as a person is still alive?
I don't think he's
I don't
physically
think
alive. Go ahead.
because even so, yeah, even so, the many souls or the fact that Blackbeard somehow has like a will that seems to be Xebek's will, I cannot see if that is because that's how I see it as well. I cannot see the real Zebex being alive, even though he's maybe very in any type of sense, and having somebody who has a will like his own. It would
Yeah,
be weird. So I do feel like he has to be gone so that the will could be inherited by somebody else.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the design part. What do you guys think about that? His designs.
His designs. What do you what you mean his designs?
In the thing when talking about it, it says, "Is his did someone inherit his wills? Do you think his designs
The
could
black
still
part,
cause trouble?"
the part, Blackbeard part, like the one who
Mm,
uses or not the one who uses Beck's name. I'm trying to find it. Trying to find what you were talking about. Was it the Blackbeard part? Yeah, it was the Blackbeard part. Rocks will could his design still threaten the world? Yeah, I think that's very cuz again like that just to me it feeds into the idea of it feeds into like the idea that Rocks lives within Blackbeard, you know. I think Blackbeard is kind of following Rocks Dizabek's overall design and his plan. You know, even if I'm wrong, even if I'm wrong about Zabek like living like being part of Blackbeard or being like living within Blackbeard, I still firmly believe that Blackbeard wants to like Blackbeard's objective is to continue Zabek's will. You know, I think he's like I would say Luffy kind of follows Roger's will, Zebek or Blackbeard follows Zebek's will. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
think there is something to that.
I'm just curious on like what could they mean by designs?
I think they just mean hold on, let me go back to look at the context. Man, I'm getting all these notifications. I need to I'm gonna have to mute that Discord because it be going wild. All right, so it says Rock's will could his design. I think when he says designs, it means his plans. Could his plans still threaten the world? That's all that means. I don't think it means anything special other than
All right.
other than hold on, y'all. I'm about to feel like these notifications is getting wild. I'll look at that later. But yeah, okay. So let me read the chat real quick. Um, Adam says he says it's actually the one only thing you actually need to navigate. See, I answered that one. Or I responded to that. I think as a storytelling convention, the answer is always shown before it's revealed. And he says, didn't she already? I mean, that's a good point, you know, but that doesn't always have to be the case. And then Adam says, didn't she already have kids, Big Mom? Wouldn't she have saved the fruit for one of them? I mean, apparently not. Apparently, she gave it to Kaido. She could have, but she gave it to Kaido though. I mean, that's just the case. That's the situation. You know, yeah, she could have gave it to one of her kids, but she didn't. She gave it to Kaido. And then we got Opa in the building. Yeah, I'm not reading that. But let's continue. Like I guess it helps. It lets some people feel good about themselves. But all right. Anyway, so yeah, what else? What else stuck out to you guys for this chapter?
I'm sorry. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, yeah, we hear you.
What else stuck out to you guys in this chapter?
This
Right, so right.
what I think. Let me go back to the thing
What?
when I haven't been.
All right, I got one for y'all. I got one for y'all because we kind of did talk about it in the chat, but now that y'all on here, where is the fourth poneglyph? Right? Where is the fourth poneglyph? You know?
Sphinx
Uh
Island.
so we know one is in Zoe, one is in Whole one is somewhere in Wano, and then we have that fourth one, the one that was at Fishman Island. Where could that one be, right? Like, so y'all keep saying Sphinx Island. Like, what? Why do you think it's in Sphinx Island?
Nah, I was just trolling. I don't think that. I think it's probably Elbath, most likely Elbath.
Yeah, for me it's Elbath.
How? Okay, so y'all think it's Elbath. How would it like? Why would it have gotten from Fishman Island to Elbath though? You know what I mean? Like,
Actually, I have a great reasoning, or I think that's the most logical thing with everything we've seen with him. I honestly believe that once Shanks had an inkling about Luffy, is that he took the last poneglyph because he did say to Luffy, "You meet me again when you're at my level." And he didn't, and knowing that Luffy will have to pass by him at one point, he made sure that Luffy will have to meet him, and at a moment that he's at his level, because
so
he needs the last poneglyph to get to Laughtale. So I do think that
you
it
think
is a way to meet Luffy in the future
so?
to
You
make sure
think you
they
think
cross
Shanks?
paths.
You think Shanks got it? Got the possession of it,
Yeah,
and he moved it to
yeah,
Elbath,
yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like protecting it at Elbath, or
yeah.
he
I honestly
maybe
think.
not himself, but you know he's keeping it protected at Elbath. I mean, look,
Yeah,
again like I'm not opposed to that because it there's reasoning behind it, right? Like you, because Shanks, I believe that because we know that Big Mom had possession of a poneglyph. We know Kaido has like there's a poneglyph, a roll poneglyph in Wano right now. Then we know the one in Zoe, right? We know the one in Zoe. So I would think, since two of the Yonko have a poneglyph, it would make sense for Shanks to possibly have that poneglyph as well. Or even Blackbeard. Shanks or Blackbeard, one of them two. But if Shanks does have it, I mean, I don't know if for certain I think it's in Elbath because has it been confirmed that Elbath is part of Shanks territory?
it's just the links between the Viking themes on both of them and other stuff made people think that it's Elbath, the territories that Shanks had.
Mm.
That's why people think everybody thinks it's Elbath as well, because we've seen the fact that Shanks is taking a design more and more Viking the more we see him, and also the in the New World every time we saw him not in Reverie but outside, the scenery looks similar at the few images that people have seen of Elbath in the past, the mountains, the huge trees. So that's
But
why
yeah,
people assume it was Elbath.
and
Yeah.
the only reason
But
I think it was Shanks is because I think the person who took it had a good relationship with the Whitebeard pirates or fishermen for
Yeah.
them to be able to know where it is.
Well, why wouldn't Whitebeard have moved it? And I was like, he was already. It was Fishman Island was one of his territories. Maybe he could have moved it somewhere, right? I think that's a possibility. Like Whitebeard moved it when he had possession of Fishman Island, right? Like you're a Yonko, and I know Whitebeard doesn't necessarily have any goals in becoming Pirate King, but I could see him being like the type of character that likes to try to act as like a gatekeeper of some sort, right? Where he just doesn't want anybody finding that poneglyph and using it to become Pirate King. Like I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want Blackbeard to be Pirate King, so he would try to keep the poneglyph from people like Blackbeard. You know what I'm saying? Play that gatekeeper. So maybe he had uh maybe he had possession of it, and maybe after he died, maybe somebody like Marco asked Shanks to get possession of it. I don't know. I'm just kind of giving alternate explanations.
The thing that bothers me with this is that it would be great, but that it was stolen like a serious much before I think Ace even was supposed to be a member of the Whitebeard Pirates. So unless if a long time ago he
Oh,
knew that he was waiting for Joy Boy, because I think it was like 10 years ago or something like that. No, the 10. I'm not sure, but I do remember it's almost like 10 years ago that the Poneglyph disappeared. So that's why I would say why I would believe Shanks, because back then Shanks might have already had met Luffy and the Barefoot in his possession. But I do like that take. But I'm just saying,
I don't.
why would
But
he have done at that
I
moment?
I
That's the
don't.
thing. Oh,
Why
yeah,
wouldn't Whitebeard have done that?
yeah. Just with the timing, like what new information did he have to then 10 years ago to say I'm gonna take the 10? It's not like it was taken at the end of Rogers, because they said it was taken like in the last 10 years. The fourth Poneglyph was taken. So that's the timeline that bothers me. Unless if I'm completely wrong, but I do remember thinking it was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years.
10 years
I,
ago.
I'm I'm
I
still
don't. I don't.
I'm still kind of
I don't know.
confused of why you don't think Whitebeard could have moved it within like that 10 years ago. I'm still like a
What
little.
then? What the reasoning that that's the thing I would ask. What would be the thing that would change his mind about it, saying that now I have to take it? Like it wasn't taken like in the time of Roger. It was years after Roger. So I do like the idea of a Whitebeard, but I would like to know what pushed him to that decision to finally being the
Well,
gatekeeper.
how long was Whitebeard in control of Fishman Island?
Yeah, that's a
He was in
question.
control of Fishman Island. I think he was in control of Fishman Island until.
Not until, I'm saying, like, when did he gain control of Fishman Island?
I think it was around the same time. What's his name? It was around the same time. I think.
Cause what I'm saying is Q, you're kind of going off the idea that, like, you saying, why didn't he move it during Rogers' time, right?
Wait, no,
Yeah,
because he had control of Fishman Island until something. He had Fishman Island. He had it in control until
I didn't say
Jinbei
until. I'm
became.
I'm asking I'm asking when did he take control of Fishman Island?
yeah, that's the thing. But that's why I'm not against it. But the one thing that would make me 100% a believer is that we get some information through the Whitebeard Pirates
But
that
but hold on, Q,
he was
because
active.
you're missing where I'm trying to go with this. Because
Wait, let me
Yeah,
just.
your reservation was, why didn't he move it during Rogers' time, right? Whitebeard. Why didn't he move it like a lot earlier than he did? That was kind of your reservations on my theory, right? Like,
hmm
why would he have moved it 10 years ago? You know what I'm saying? And my
I,
my
I would.
my hold on, let me finish. My question would be, when did Whitebeard get control of Fishman Island? When did they become Yonkos? Because if 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 he never had if he didn't have control over Fishman Island during that time that you say he should have took it, he couldn't have taken it if he didn't have control over it. But
Oh, yeah, that I agree.
if he gained control over it if he gained control over it like 10 years ago or 11 years ago or 12 years ago, then you know what I'm saying, like, we don't that and that's why I'm asking, when did Whitebeard get control of Fishman Island? Not like when did he lose control. I'm asking, when did he gain control over it? Because then that's when I would ask, if he took control over it 10 years ago, it would, you know what I'm saying, maybe he decided to move it when he took control of it.
It doesn't
Yeah,
say when, but it just says at some point. He marked it as a territory, but I believe when Jinbei became a warlord, it got taken away as his territory
It got
because he
take
didn't need to protect it anymore.
But I'm not asking when was it taken from Terry.
I know. I'm saying it just says at some point it happened.
Oh,
At some
but
point he
but that's
had
not.
it as a territory.
I'm saying, I'm asking you. That's not. I'm telling you, that's not
I
answering my
know.
question.
just telling you the answer that I got from a search.
But that's
Bluff.
that's
He no,
that's
he
impertinent
just no, but
information.
it's what the Wikipedia one about Fishman Island says. Basically, that we don't know how long it has been, but he had it before Jinbei. He lost it when Jinbei became a fishman, but we don't know Shishibukai.
When
Around that time, apparently, he lost it to the world government. That's what we know because Jinbei is a fishman. It was a Shishibukai.
okay, so
Yeah.
when did Whitebeard take over Fishman Island?
So I think it would be linked to Jinbei's.
Since we got that out of the way, when did Whitebeard take over Fishman Island?
Bro, it doesn't
Okay, okay. Then that's the answer, right? It doesn't specifically say that, right? So
yeah.
Then we don't know exactly. We don't know. So
I mean,
all I'm saying is that part was irrelevant to the question. I just wanted to know when he took over. We don't know though, so we don't know. So and my point to Cube because you said why wouldn't he have taken the poneglyph away from Fishman Island, like around Rogers' time? I'm saying all I'm saying. My only point was he probably couldn't have taken it away because he wasn't in control. Like Fishman Island wasn't a territory, and I'm asking when did he take control of it? Because maybe that could answer the question if it could have been him. You know what I'm saying?
And I do agree, but the one thing I'll maybe rephrase, yeah.
If he did take over it like during Rogers' era, then I think your reasoning would actually it would stand. You know what I'm saying? But I just need I just need an answer to when he took over Fishman Island, because then that could say if your reservation about that theory or whatever. You know, if
okay,
I
got
could
a
explain
question.
myself out of that. What's your question?
I got a question. When did the poneglyph get moved?
Cube said 10 years ago.
Yeah, because he said because when I remember when the Neptune talked about it, he said during that time, because he talks about 10 years ago, like times closely afterwards, the road poneglyph was there, but then disappeared, was taken.
Okay, I got another question. When did Fisher Tiger die? 10 years ago?
Yes, it's like that, around 10 years ago, yeah.
Okay, then I think it was Whitebeard.
Then I rephrase because that's the thing that bothers me, because I said it, but I wasn't precise. Why I would like it, but why didn't we see an inkling in the past of Odin's flashback that there was an interest in that lore of the droid? And I'm not against it because it does make sense, Whitebeard. But what makes me very weird is that during that timeline there was no Ace. So what prompted him to still believe at the Joy Boy story? Because he looked like he was more interested in keeping his family safe than bringing Joy Boy back. That's the one thing that bothers me.
I don't necessarily Whitebeard. I don't think Whitebeard necessarily moved it.
Okay.
I don't think he moved it for like no prophecy. I think it was more of a like because my point with Whitebeard is I could see him being as a gatekeeper, because he doesn't have any ambition to be the Pirate King or to find the One Piece. So if he has a poneglyph in his situation, he wouldn't, or like in his care, in his possession, I don't see him really like trying to use it to find One Piece. So I could see Whitebeard being somewhat of a gatekeeper and moving it to avoid somebody like Blackbeard using it and becoming Pirate King. Like that's why I think Whitebeard would have moved it, because he would have been more like, I don't want to let nobody become Pirate King. Like, all in all, I think why it was moved was either it was probably to like have prevent people from using it to find the One Piece. And you also said the world government took over Fishman Island, right? And that was around what time? You said when Jinbei.
Well, it's not that they took it over. They just said it was under their protection.
Yeah.
Well, it was more than that.
They took it from Whitebeard. That's what Cube said.
Yeah, they well, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
But I'm saying, is that what you said, Cube? I'm just trying to get it clear. Cube. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's around this. The thing is, with all of this, I do agree, and I do think that it's valid. Just part of me is still saying that I need to see something more active about the entire by a current Whitebeard pirate. Because the one thing that pushes us White Shanks, he knew more than he did, that we've seen in the Odin's flashback, how Roger and the others really, really were interested in the Joy Boy and when he was arriving. That's the one thing that bothers me. Because the only thing we have with Whitebeard is he knew that Joy Boy would appear with his speech at the end about this big war, but that's all that we know. So that's why I feel like, other than assuming an assumption right now, but I do agree. It's just that's my reservation about it, because I do think it makes sense,
Yeah,
but it's just the motive. I don't see the motive of somebody but like you said, it could also be that he wants to avoid this unnecessary drama in Fishman Island, and he moved it to a different. That also could make sense.
yeah. Let me,
Yeah,
I'll let you go, Angel. Let me read Adam, because Adam been chatting and I don't want to neglect Adam. He says, "Do you think that Oda would tell us the answer outside of the manga?" Um, I
no.
mean, Oda has gave us answers outside of mangas, outside the story. I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about. What it was something we was talking about earlier. Uh, I think about the devil fruit, about Big Mom giving Kaido the devil. I think that's what he's talking about. I mean, I think it's possible. I think he give clues outside the manga, and he's giving answer to in like the he like gave us answers within like the opening, the One Piece opening. You know, he be dropping clues and stuff. Um, he also says Adam says one, so he's rocking with Robin as well. And he says if the poneglyphs are vital, why would Shank's plan depend on Luffy meeting Robin, the only member of the crew who cares about the glyphs? Y'all want to? Somebody want to answer that?
No, I want to talk about something else.
All right. Well, I mean,
That was harsh.
I'm answering the chat right now. But
I was just, I'm sorry. But that is a good point
But
that you
I
brought up.
no, but I
That is a
would
good
say
point.
about the Shanks thing
let
is that I would not. Yeah,
now go ahead, Q.
I
Because
didn't hear.
if you're gonna, are you gonna answer that question or what? That
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that
what
question
Adam said.
about the Robin take and etc. I would not even think that is that he knew that he would have Robin, but he knew that if to become Pirate King, he would need to go after those last poneglyph, and knowing that he wants to meet Luffy, but also when he's ready, so he made it with a condition. I'm gonna meet Luffy, and I'm gonna made a way that he is supposed to pass by me, like he's like the last gatekeeper, like you said about Whitebeard. So that's why I also think that Whitebeard could be a valuable character, but Shanks and Whitebeard are the two valuable characters as being the gatekeeper, people who would help Luffy in a way and to achieve this thing. So that's why I think he's done it, because I think like telling him we'll meet when you're ready, but not putting any situation where he and Shanks is all about being smart, making smart moves behind the scenes. So
But
that's why I don't think he cared he had something like Robin in the crew or not. It was not in his plans.
yeah, but what if Whitebeard moved it and Marco pretty much let Shanks know where the poneglyph was, and I still believe
Yeah.
Whitebeard was the person who moved it. Either Whitebeard or the world government. Because when you told me that the world government took over Marineford, or I guess lorded over it, I guess you could say, governed over Marineford or Fishman Island. I mean, it made me think maybe they could have took it. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't know when Jinbei joined the world government. Like what
Jimmy
year?
joined the world government 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 12 years ago now, but 10 years ago.
So
Then I don't know.
so maybe the world and Cube said that the poneglyph was moved 10 years ago. That about saying
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sound like around the time that the world government
Possibly then. It's true.
Let me finish these chats real quick. Adam says Shanks was depending on Luffy wanting to learn. That doesn't work. And then he says he did to Sphinx Island his island. Oh yeah, Sphinx. Oh, okay. I forgot Sphinx Island was that island with Whitebeard. I mean, maybe it could be. You know what, Adam? You kind of converted me. Maybe it is on Sphinx Island because he does talk about his treasure a lot, right? He like Whitebeard's treasure. So maybe Whitebeard's treasure was the poneglyph, and that's what Marco was really protecting. You know, I mean, he probably was protecting the island too, but you know, it's like if the poneglyph is there, that gives pirates more reason to go to Sphinx Island. So I could see maybe him protecting the island in lieu of the poneglyph.
But but then why? Or maybe Oda just misguiding us. But then why? Not put Sphinx Island as one of the three islands that it's in it.
The one of what?
One of the three islands.
The street
That
island?
it could be.
Yeah, because in the if you look at Road to Laughtale, he says he names the three islands where it could be. It's either Elba, Vera, or Hashinozu.
He
So that's why the Sphinx Island bothers me because it's not one of the islands that he teased us with,
but
unless if he's just doing a misdirection.
yeah, I don't think that's necessary. Like, cause he says there are more possibilities to world is vast with many obscure islands, and then he started naming a bunch of islands, and then he said etc., which means it just continuing. You know, I mean, I get what you mean, but
Mhm.
I don't think it necessarily has to be one of the answers. You know, or one of those three. You know, what I mean, maybe like you said, it's kind of the virtue. If you think it's one of those, you know, one of those three, then I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It could be. It could be in any. It could be anywhere at this point. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Yeah, that's true.
Again,
Also, yeah, so
I'm
you're
not
right.
like. I'm not like as sold on Sphinx Island as Adam is, but I do see where he's going, and I kind of agree with you know what I mean? I kind of agree with him, but I'm not like all in on that either, because I think Blackbeard could have it. I think that's potential as well. You know,
Yeah, true.
like because
And
because because think about this, right? Think about this. Blackbeard took over all of Whitebeard's territory, so maybe he found the royal poneglyph and moved it to Fullerland. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been on.
mhm.
I mean, maybe it wasn't on Sphinx, but because Marco been protecting that. But yeah, I don't know. It
But
just
I do like to address one island, not about the where the road poneglyph, but that was at least named, and it's just because we forgot about it, is that Vera. It's just that I do feel like Vera is going to play a much bigger role in the future because I don't know if you remember Vera is the island that Nolan went 400 years ago that was apparently a paradise, great parties, and we found out that during the time skip, the island was finally liberated by the Revolution Army, and
yeah,
apparently it's one of its locations now.
yeah,
And they apparently the government dragged it to the hole, and Dragon came and liberated them. So I do feel like it's very interesting that he gives us a reminder of because we read nobody ever talks about Vera. So I'm
yeah.
wondering if it's going to play in the future quite soon or distant future a role in the story again.
I mean,
Because I'm wondering.
that's a good point. I mean, Oda did he did take the time to mention it, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of like what you said, right? Like he could have mentioned Sphinx Island, but he didn't. He mentioned Vera
Hmm.
though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have named like there's a bunch of islands he could have named, you know what I'm saying? But he chose like and I'm talking about out of the main three that he named, he chose Vera specifically, right? So maybe there was a reason behind that. He could have said Sphinx, but he didn't. You know what I mean? So yeah, you could be on to something. Let me try to catch up to these chats again. Adam says he sent all his treasure and I think food back to the island his entire career. And he says, I think the whole reason that the plant head Marco is there is to play polo and make the Straw Hats divert to Sphinx Island, which is a trap, I think. I'm a little confused with what you was trying to get in that with. But I mean, I think Marco could be there to watch over the poneglyph. I think that's possible, but maybe he does genuinely just want to protect the people of that island from like pirates. I mean, that could be a case as well. He said, I just wonder what type of food Whitebeard wanted from Fishman Island every time for tribute. You know, kind of like Big Mom was getting the candy from Fishman Island. I don't know if Whitebeard's the type to want like a tribute. Like they might give him food, but he might not like demand it or anything.
And I think it's also a Big Mom theme, because Big Mom is always about like wedding, political wedding, like it's all about having a negotiation. So as well.
Yeah. And he says, I meant like Oda tells us directly which island would have the last piece of the poneglyph puzzle. Why would he tell you the answer outside the manga? I mean, he didn't really tell us the answer though. He just kind of named some things that could be possible. You know what I'm saying? But all right, yeah, I'm pretty much caught up on that. Was we already kind of in the middle of a topic before I cut us off to catch up? I think we was talking about the poneglyph. Yeah, we was talking
Vera.
About yeah, so Vera. I mean,
and
but like I also think the world government is like a big, like I think the main candidates of who move that poneglyph are going to be Whitebeard, the world government, Blackbeard, and then Shanks. You know, I might even put it in that order, honestly. Like Whitebeard, I don't know. Maybe Whitebeard probably be a little further down, but he did have control over Fishman Island at one point. So I'm kind of like, I think I'm kind of looking at it as from a perspective of Blackbeard gatekeeping, playing a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Because I think Shanks also could play a very good gatekeeper too. But it makes more sense for Whitebeard at least. Did I say Blackbeard? I meant Whitebeard. It makes sense for Whitebeard because he actually had that as a territory. So while it was under his territory, I could see him like, all right, I want that poneglyph moved to that island or something, And then the world government, same with them as well. Like, it's like I could see them playing like we don't want this being in the hands of pirates, so we keep possession of this. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on that though. Y'all got any other thoughts on the poneglyph and
there was something that always, well, first of all, I do like the fact that because I think in the anime they went over it, but I do like that Oda reminded that the God Valley was Roger protecting with Garp the celestial dragons from the rocks, but also their slave. Because I think in the anime it wasn't pushed that hard, just that they were protecting celestial dragons. Yeah. And I do feel like this details of slave is important, because I do feel like it's bigger than we think. I think like there was a reason, and I do feel like maybe back then there was something about maybe Joy Boy returning, but again it was too early, and the right Joy Boy wasn't back. And I do feel like there was a situation where, and like Roger could have been, or maybe Xebec was trying to become the next Joy Boy, and we know that Nika is linked to liberating slaves. So I do feel like it is an important detail. We linked Nika with liberating slaves, so I do feel like So yeah, but also what happened? I do feel like Brooke might have some intel if he talks more about what happened 50 years ago. Because I do feel like 50 years ago, Roger decided to turn the world upside down, or to create his crew, or Rayleigh. And 44 years ago, the Rocks created their crew to change for the biggest score. So I do feel like what happened 50 years ago that two huge characters, like two figures like that. No, I'm just wondering. Like it's very curious. Like maybe there was something that happened 50 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like when they talk about what's it called, Zebek's goal, I don't think they're, well, when Sengoku was talking about it, I don't think he was explaining it, well, went into detail with it, because why would what's it called, Whitebeard join him for treasure? Because we see in the flashback in Marineford that he doesn't really care about treasure. So it makes me curious about what this big score was that made them all want to join and be a part of it. And it must, and it probably has some correlation to Big Mom's own dreams
Yeah, I mean
with
that's a good question. You know, like
uniting with the races.
that is a good question because you know, like we talk about like Rocks gaining his crew from a Davy back fight, which honestly it would make the most sense of how Whitebeard would join such a crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But if they all join on their own volition, you know, like Zebek convinced them to join, you know, because of this big score, which was said in the in this, right? So what could, I guess, Zebek have told Whitebeard that would have gotten Whitebeard to join, right? Like we know Whitebeard's ambition was always like family type stuff. Like he wanted a family. So and Big Mom in a way kind of, that's kind of Big Mom's goal too. She likes family as well, right? She likes to, you know, she wants to have all these different races and have like, you know, tea time with them and all that. So she likes connection as well. Like maybe not necessarily family. I mean, she likes family her way, having a bunch of kids, but she likes connecting people, right? Same with Whitebeard, you know, like connecting people. So I feel as though Rocks would have had to appeal to that. So his goal would have had to appeal to that, and I don't really know how it would have.
I do feel like now that you're talking, it reminded me of the what he said about to Blackbeard about saying he's not the one, about this great war that will change the world. And I do feel like it. I don't know about Big Mom, but it also explained like why two polarizing characters in the Rock Pirates, Whitebeard about family and Kaido about just fighting,
Mm,
were in the same crew. Like maybe it was about changing. You know, like he said that this war that will change everything in one day. So I do feel like maybe it's he joined the crew because it was more that the biggest score. I think it's really basically like I don't know, king of the world, pirate king, whatever is basically you're the new status quo, or you could change things.
yeah.
And we know that Whitebeard likes to protect. So I think it was his idea to join, and also it could also give more meaning on his last meeting with Roger when he asked him, "What is the will of D?" Because when you think about it, yes, he had Teach, but he was also following Xebex, who was a D.
Mm,
So I do feel like he he believed in Xebex, but maybe didn't have the same like ambition, or like like the same values or what he thought was important. You
yeah.
know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just spitballing, but
I mean,
I can. Yeah, there must be something that we'll find out in the future. But
it could have. I was thinking of a situation. It could have been a case of Zebek maybe, like, cause I mean, I guess Whitebeard was already kind of old when he met Zebek, so I guess that wouldn't be a good. Cause I was thinking like maybe it's something to where like Zebek was a father figure to Whitebeard,
yeah,
right? So maybe Whitebeard kind of looked at Zebek as family, but I guess how it kind of sounds that Whitebeard was already grown when he joined the like the Rocks Pirates. So I don't think that would have been the case. Um, like Zebek kind of like raising Whitebeard and giving him like a family type structure, and then that being what creates that whole I want a family type thing, and like maybe Zebek betrayed him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe not betrayed him, but kind of like he wasn't who he thought he was in Zebek. Like he didn't. Zebek wasn't who he thought he was. You know, that's kind of what I was
But
thinking.
but what if I just thought of something? What if Xebex and Whitebeard were like brothers? Because when you think about it, One Piece, there's always this thing of three, like three, the friendship of three, or like a relationship of three people, and there's always among them two of them who have like a brotherly bond, like Buggy and Shanks in a way in the flashback with Blackbeard, and
Yeah,
Buggy and Shanks being like brother, Sabo joining Luffy and Ace's brotherhood. So maybe like Roger was a catalyst that this not destroyed, but stop change the relationship between Zebex and Whitebeard as well. So
yeah.
maybe it's something like that.
It could, yeah. Maybe Zebek was like an older brother. I kind of like,
Yeah.
I kind of like that line of thinking. I kind of like that. What was you gonna say, Angel? Sound like you was gonna say something.
I was gonna say that I think I don't think I think God Valley God Valley had a big thing. What was a big was had a big thing to do with this huge score, whatever it was. I think it had a big reason because when Big Mom goes to get Kaido, she says that whatever that's going to happen in God Valley is very important. She
Mm-hmm.
just says it's important. We're going to God Valley,
Yeah,
so it must have had a big thing to do with their plans in the future,
yeah,
or maybe it was their whole plan.
yeah. But yeah, man, that's definitely interesting, man. That y'all made some interesting points. Like I do wonder what Zebek had to tell Whitebeard to get him on board. Because to me, the Davy Beck fight just makes things make more sense so much easier. Like, okay, I'll win you in the fight, so you gotta be part of my crew. Sorry, bro. Like, it just makes more sense because I don't see Whitebeard wanting to hang around somebody like Zebek. You know,
Yeah. And
but
then
maybe unless like Whitebeard really needed money because he was trying to start his own crew and he figured like this big score would have put him in position to start his own family. You know what I mean?
hmm
Yeah, but actually, that because we're talking about Blackbeard, I want to pivot on something that's also I think that we can have the information in the next arc, but about the 10th captain, the 10th captain, and I because I was reading the Wikipedia and it just came to me when I thought of it. Maybe it's him because we read on one character, and I wonder if it's not Bartolomeo that could be the 10th captain, and that's
Kuma,
why we're not seeing him because somebody that we know,
Kuma.
the barrier guy.
Uh,
No, the guy we met at Dress because first of all, he was introduced at Dressrosa going up to the mirror, knowing
yeah.
that Jesus Burgess was also there. And there was one thing that really was interesting is that his nickname is a cannibal, and apparently Oda revealed it's because it's a Japanese pun for also mocking people.
Yeah.
The cannibal, so basically knowing mocking people. And then I remembered that Blackbeard was basically introduced during the mock town. That's when they introduced him as being Blackbeard. That's where he met Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying like it's Blackbeard doing moves, or maybe Oda making stuff. But I wondered if it's not maybe Bartolomeo, or not saying that he's a maybe he will become the 10th commander in a way like he's already connected to Blackbeard. So I'm wondering if that could be it.
I got.
honestly,
Go ahead, Angel.
I think it's possible because like how can you be such a big fan of the Straw Hats and meet the Straw Hats personally and then be like such a how do I like such a rude person, like you really don't care about other people. So I don't know, it's just weird to me, like his whole character is weird.
Yeah. I kind of just kind of like thought of something, right? Like I was thinking of two ideas of who that 10th Titanic captain could be. I don't know if I think it's Bartolomeo, but um, I was thinking like, or it could be in this type of way, right? Like, what if the tenth Titanic captain is a like what if we know the 10th Titanic captain already? You know, what if
Hmm.
the 10th Titanic captain is a traitor? What if the 10th Titanic captain is a straw hat? What if
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
it's your.
straw hat? Because think about it, right? We could
Hmm.
potentially have we could potentially have like 11 straw hats, like after Wano, right? Like right now, who we got? We got Zoro, we got Sanji, we got Jinbei, We got Nami, Robin, Frankie, Brooke, Chopper. Who am I forgetting? Brooke, Chopper. Did I say Frankie?
Yeah. Robin.
Robin? I think I said Robin. Luffy's or we
Yeah, yeah.
got
Then
Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. Let me go by. Let me
Usopp.
Usopp. Okay, yeah, I knew
Yeah,
I was forgetting.
yeah. That.
How I forget? How I forget the god? That's blasphemous right there. That is
Yeah,
blasphemous,
yeah,
bro.
you said all of them. You said all of them.
I gotta make sure I don't get struck by lightning for saying such blasphemy, right? So that's 9, right? That's like 9 of them, 9 straw hats outside of Luffy. You know what I'm saying? So that's Luffy
Mhm.
and his 9 Titanic captains. You could say we could potentially get Yamato, and we could potentially get Carrot. You know what I'm saying? Now I know a lot of people don't like Carrot. I get that, but I'm saying we could put. I'm just looking at
Yeah.
the potential
Mhm.
of it, of the possibility of us getting Yamato and Carrot, right? That will put us at 11 straw hats, 12 if you include Luffy. So if you take a straw hat away and you give them to the Blackbeard pirates, now you have Blackbeard and his Titanic captains, and then you have Luffy and his Titanic captains. So I think that's just one possibility. Maybe perhaps a traitor among the straw hats. You know what I'm saying? The other possibility I kind of look at is the 10th Titanic captain could be already part of the crew, right? It could be, and this gonna sound crazy. This is gonna sound crazy, but y'all gotta hear me out first.
I
Here,
know. I know who you're gonna
here,
say.
who am I gonna say?
Chopper.
Nope, that's not what I was gonna say.
No. Oh, okay. I thought you were going with Chopper.
I'm
Okay.
saying they could be on. The person could be in the Blackbeard Pirates already,
Mm.
and you probably thinking Aokiji, and it's not Aokiji. The 10th Titanic captain could be Teach. It could be Blackbeard himself. Now I know that sounds crazy. Like
Oh.
that sounds crazy, right? Like how could Blackbeard be? He's the captain, right? He's the captain. What if he's not though? You know, like I this is going back to my whole Zebek theory, cause I kind of think like, hey, why do Blackbeard have Gecko Moria? Like what would he need Moria for? Right? What would he need Moria for? Build his manpower. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, you get an army of zombies that adds to your manpower. I get that. But Zebek, but like we I think it was kind of foreshadowed, right? Because we know back in Thriller Bark, Gecko Moria had some of Rock's pirates in his crew, at least one Rock's pirate member in his crew. What if he was capable of getting Zebek's zombie? Right? What if he could get Zebek's zombie? You take like you take a you take Zebek's shadow out of Blackbeard, you put it in the zombie. Now you bring Zebek back to life, and maybe he's kind of like the de facto leader of the Blackbeard pirates. It's just since he lives within Blackbeard, he has to like order the crew around through Blackbeard. But like maybe the real Teach's primary being essence, I guess, could just be an underling to Zebek. Like maybe he's Zebek's son too, you know what I'm saying? So when Zebek like separates himself out of Blackbeard's body, he becomes just one of Zebek's soldiers or something. You know what I'm saying? Then Zebek has the Yami Yami no Mi or something. Like I don't know. You know, that's just kind of a thought I had. You know, I know it sounds wild, and you know what I mean, that's Oda had to pull some crazy ass storytelling right there with that one, but
Actually, I like it because I had a theory when we heard about the God Valley incident. I always had this idea when I found out about it that what if Xebex had the Yami Yami no Mi, and just before he died, he used his power too much. Like he went over the limit, and basically him and the body, and him and his body, and the God Valley island was just absorbed inside the Yami Yami no Mi.
Yeah.
And that maybe it was through an awakening, and maybe when, let's say, Blackbeard awakened his devil fruit, but he basically liberated that island plus with it. I said if he awakens it, so
Yeah.
it could make sense saying that that was one of my, so that does, I do like it because I do said what if the body didn't disappear, but it was taken by the devil fruit,
Yeah.
and it's waiting to be freed.
Yeah.
So it could
Interesting.
happen. You're right. It could happen. It could happen. And no, but I said Chopper because it's true that it's a valid thing. Because nobody is talking about the fact that Chopper basically was on an island where Blackbeard came, because he went to Drum Island just before Luffy and all came, and he
Yeah.
was in Drum Island, and he never talks about Blackbeard. And like I think he was maybe too young, or he was not at that area when it happened. But it's true that it's an it's an unspoken thing that people say. Why does Chopper never talk about Blackbeard destroying his Drum Island?
Yeah.
Because he was living there at the time. So yeah. So yeah. So that's why I thought it was maybe you were gonna say Chopper.
Yeah. Nah, I
But yeah,
mean,
it's Chopper.
hey, I mean, as far as the trader theory, I mean, it could be Chopper. You know what I'm saying? As far
Mm.
as you know,
It would be so hard. It would be so hard to see.
yeah, like
What
what if?
Chopper being a traitor?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know how Chopper would have
But
been a
yeah,
traitor.
you really like Chopper.
Dude, he's the heart and soul of that crew. Like he's the innocence. Like his reactions when he so innocent about stuff. Like it's hard to see. Like I would be heartbroken that if it's a Zoro character, but when you have a character that's beloved, and then like think of Kanjuro, the Kanjuro twist. If it was Chopper, and he would be like sadistic or stuff like that, it would hurt so much. Like it's
Mm,
like there's some characters who are like they can't be their morality cannot be touched because then it's like it destroys a lot. It destroys your it breaks your heart. Also, Oda might
yeah,
be wanting to go that route as well, but
I
I
don't
like
think it.
Chopper.
I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be Chopper if there was a traitor in the Straw Hats. I don't think it'd be Chopper.
Yeah.
I think the best bet would probably be Frankie. I think it might be Frankie or Brooke, Brooke or Frankie, Brooke or Frankie, Brooke, because Brooke can make sense because he cheated death, right? So just imagine Zebek cheating death, you know, and the fact that Brooke been around so long, he maybe he knew Zebek at one point, you know what I mean? I
I
don't,
believe so.
you know what I mean? So I think because we don't like there's a whole portion of Zoro of Brooks' life that we don't know about. Like we don't have a real. I would say we don't have. He's probably like the least person we have a real backstory for. You know, because his backstory only goes as far as his crew, like his crew and his crew's death and everything. We don't know what happened before he joined that crew. We don't know how all that. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
also
Bro,
he's also proven to have some kind of knowledge of the past because he did say that I remember a rookie called Roger. Like
yeah,
that's also bothers. It's not like he forgot all of his past and he's just living his new life.
yeah,
Is that before he does remember before he died the first time. So
yeah,
that's why I do feel like Brooke is very mysterious, but also I think Brooke is just an antisocial for being a loner for 50 years. He doesn't think that those kind of information are important for the others. He never talks about himself. Think about it,
yeah,
never about himself.
yeah. And
He
then
should.
and then and then like and if you kind of look at the similarities of Brooke when he was alive and then Zebek, I'm not saying they like just look alike, but I mean they were both you know people
Oh,
of color, right? They both had some color. They were both melanated folk. You know what I'm saying? They both had the wild hair, bro. Like what if they was related, man? Like they could have been brothers or something. I'm just saying, man. Like I don't think nobody ever really like looked into no like this idea. Like we really Brooke is really a mystery at this point. Like his backstory, his life before being a pirate is really mysterious. You know what I'm saying?
and just a reminder, even though it wasn't at his 100%, Brooke's shadow was quality enough for to be able for Ryuma to be at a huge challenge for Zoro back then. I don't think so to the Ryumo level that he was when he was alive, but
Yeah,
his Brook's shadow had, and we seen with Luffy's shadow with Oars, like they need quality shadows or else it doesn't work. So
yeah,
also it proves that Brook isn't just like he has a strong will, like his shadow was already quality wise. So yeah, it's not like he's a random pirate or rookie or he's also pretty strong.
yeah.
So it's
And
valid.
and if you just kind of like shadow some similarities there could be with like some connections there could be with Brook and Zebek, like let's just kind of, I mean, I know again, I know we don't know, I could be completely wrong, but let's say Zebek is living within Blackbeard, right? Let's just kind of go off of that premise.
What? Never mind.
We it would be like you have two characters that existed at like a long time ago, right? Two characters that beat death, right? Two characters that beat death. Um, both both like if you look at they both have a connection with, or at least in Blackbeard's case, he is connected with Gecko Moria, and and the Straw Hats kind of are connected with Gecko Moria through Brook, right? Like, cause Brook already kind of had his thing, his scuffle with Gecko Moria, and he had his shadow taken from Gecko Moria. You know what I'm saying? Blackbeard has Gecko Moria and could have Zebek beat death by using Gecko Moria and bringing him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just he was probably living in Zebek's era. Like, I don't know, man. I think if there was a traitor with Brook, or if there was a traitor among the Straw Hats, I would be I would say it would most likely be Brook or Frankie. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Robin, because I think that would just be a rehash. Um Nami, I think a lot of the
Well,
I think a lot of the core Straw Hats, like the Straw Hats that were there from the beginning of the formation of the Straw Hats,
mhm.
I don't think none of them will be traitors, right? I don't think Zoro, I don't think Sanji, I don't think Usopp, I don't think, was Chopper there? I think Chopper came after. But I
Yeah,
don't
but Chopper is different. Like, and Chopper is also like Chopper's recruitment was very similar to, I think, Usopp and Sanji in a way.
yeah.
Like if you think about it, like it was like Chopper did not like Luffy. He didn't want, he didn't want anything. It's not like the others who like Frankie had like a scuffle, but he was like a mobster. Like that's different. Chopper is, so I would say that Chopper can also fall into, and he's like the fifth or the sixth member.
Yeah.
So he's just a member after the initial ones from East Blue. So I would, because then I think between Chopper and then there's Chopper, then there's Robin, but I don't count Robin as a full member until Ennis Lobby, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
she really showed herself. And between then and then, there was nobody. So I do feel like Chopper could be included as the initial ones.
Yeah. I don't think none of the core East Blues guys, like
I
Straw
agree.
Hats, you
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? I
I
think,
don't, I don't, I don't know what to think with this betrayer stuff.
yeah. I mean, it's not like one of them things most people gonna agree with. It's just, we're just talking, you know. But
It's it's just Oda, man. He's done in so many factions. Like even people are debating which Gorosei could be a traitor, or at least a traitor in the terms of the purpose of the group. Because I also think that the traitor is like Oda likes to play with traitorous stuff. Because for Doflamingo, the traitor in the Flamingo family was Corazon,
yeah,
but his traitorous is because he wasn't like that, and he wanted to stop them from doing bad stuff. So like traitor is not, for Oda, traitor is not like all the time like evil.
yeah,
So
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Brooke can be a traitor and still be redeemable. You know, like any
mhm.
of any of them could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think even if there is a traitor, I think they could potentially be redeemed. But like, I think that would hit hard. Like, if Oda gives us a Straw Hat traitor, one, I think betrayal in the pirate world is like, that's a thing. That's a big thing. So I wouldn't. I don't think it's a stretch to believe that there could be a Straw Hat in the pirate crew. Right? Like, I don't think there is a stretch that, like, there could be a traitor among the Straw Hats, because they're still pirates, right? And this is still a pirate anime, so betrayal is like one of them things, kind of like Cube was saying. So I don't think, to me, Chopper, his youngness as well, I don't think he'd be. I don't think he ever had like a any opportunity in life to actually meet Blackbeard and, you know,
Yeah.
come up with some type of
But
plan.
people who people who usually betray people, they're usually ambitious.
Yeah.
Conjuro wasn't ambitious.
I know I said usually,
Yeah.
but
The yeah, go ahead.
I just can't see a reason why these
I
characters
I
would just
I disagree with that
fake all
statement.
of this.
I completely disagree with that statement as well. I
Like
don't. I
I just don't see how any of the Straw Hats would like
I
be able to do
I disagree that traders are
It's the
usually
point of view.
ambitious. I disagree with traders
I
being
say
ambitious because like Chondro, right? Chondro was loyal.
usually.
Chondro was loyal. He just was loyal to a different. He was just loyal to his family, right? You know what I'm saying? A trader betrays because he just, his loyalty just isn't with the with one group. His loyalty, he could be a traitor because he's loyal to a different group. You know, like a spy, right? Like what's his name? Rob Lucci, Kaku, all them, all traders you could say, and none of them, like most traders in One Piece aren't ambitious at all. Like the only trader you could
I
say
mean,
that was
I mean,
ambitious, the only trader you could say that was ambitious was Blackbeard. But everybody else, CP9, they're loyal to the world government. They just wasn't loyal to what's the name from the Galley Law Company. Chondro wasn't loyal to Odin, the Koski clan. He was loyal to the Kazumi. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think
and that's been
I think
established in the
also
series. But let
it's a
Angel, because
yeah.
I
Finish.
know he was trying to finish.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could make an argument for the only people I can make an argument for in my case is probably CP9, but that's it. But yeah, your point is valid. But I just don't see any of the Straw Hats doing that. And if
Squ-
they did, it would just be weird.
That's it.
Squidward from Whitebeard Pirates betrayed Whitebeard, and like he betrayed Whitebeard, and he's not ambitious either.
I was like,
He was persuaded to
I
do
mean,
it. Like like One Piece has shown that traders are not always ambitious. But
start
go
no,
with
I'm
ahead.
that. I think it's also the point of view because I want to take the example that you just gave, Blanc, because also I think it's a point of view because if you think about it, and we talked about Kanjuro, not only was he like the lack of ambition or like he's loyal to Orochi. It's not even about that. He's just loyal to Odin. Is the way even after we revealed it, the way that we seen him, the images, the way the manga or the anime showed him, it showed more of a different outlook. It's like also right now, we might have an opinion on certain characters because that's what Oda wants us to. Because then it would be so predictable if he does something and we know that there's something weird about that character. He's making us because that's our point of view currently because we don't have that knowledge. I do feel like there's also that the point of view.
Yeah.
So we're being think that he is a straw hat, that maybe he's not. Like if Oda wanted, he could have do a convincing story for White Chopper could be the traitor. We don't believe it, and it's not possible right now because the way the story is made, it is hard. Like maybe the behind the scenes that we don't see. I don't know. Maybe like Chopper's laughing by himself, thinking of how he's gonna kill every single one of them. And he's actually a psychopath. Like we don't know. Because Kanjo showed it. Like you could show a character being very lovely, and then being able to kill an 8-year-old kid that you've been protecting for the last year.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
no One Piece. One
yeah.
Piece is messed up.
I mean, it's just okay. If it happens, it happens. But
We even
it
have a
is.
trader in the group. Lovejoy boy. Be careful. I've seen him smirk.
No, I think it's Angel. I think Angel's the traitor. I think he's the Discord traitor. He been leaking secrets to the Threevil Discord.
I'm not in Evil's Discord.
That's what a traitor would say. That's exactly what a traitor would say. No, I'm playing. But
But
Um,
I don't know. I just know that if that were to happen, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be sad. I don't know how. It would be whatever. I don't know how I'd
and
feel.
also a traitor to who? Like, think about it. If let's say Dragon is not an enemy to Luffy, but their goals, Dragon's goal is gonna be blocked by Luffy's ambition, vice versa. And that Dragon, he's my son. I would do anything for him. But we're gonna mess up his goal because what we're doing is much important than Luffy. And there is a traitor, like somebody who's, let's say, somebody else that's
well, that's
connected to
not really
Dragon.
betraying
And,
though. That's
but
not
no,
really
but
being a
no, no.
traitor.
But saying a traitor, is the fact that at one point that character that is connected to them as well will decide to back Dragon and to basically do something that will block that thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Traitor is also very large. Like what is a betrayal? Like maybe, and because of that person, they messed up a big thing, and it doesn't mean like he was an evil traitor, but he did betray, like for stupid reasons that he thinks is good reasons. Also, I'm just saying that maybe also it could also we don't know who will be if they betray Luffy, who will they betray for who? Like
Yeah.
for who's like there's more than the one bad faction. There's like Blackbeard, there's like the world government. There's like there can even be a third one we don't know about.
Mm-hmm. I know
Oh
what
my
you mean,
god.
Because
bro.
I think that's what's happening with Shanks. I think Shanks is a traitor, but not a traitor in a way we think. I think like he does everything for that Luffy succeeds, but I think he has like partnerships that he's using right now, and among them he's betraying them. So that's why I think that's the twist of Shanks. That's I hope it's that because I love Shanks too much.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I mean, y'all got
Let's.
anything?
I wanted to talk about the thing that starts with a P and ends with an N. Pluton.
Okay.
So I know. Earlier I said. I think it was a few. I don't know. I think it was in one of the streams. I said. Um. I think Kaido, was digging up in Udon because he was trying to find Pluton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said that.
And actually, as we were discussing, not I think no, as you were reacting to the stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went back. Yeah, I went back and looked at this. I think this was when you were looking at the God Valley stuff. I went back and looked at the chapter for Kaido's backstory, and while he's talking to the lady, uh, she says, Kaido, they're talking about how the world is gonna be very brutal, blah blah blah, and then the girl says,
You keep sweeping.
"Weapon, the world we live in."
What? Sorry?
Are you sweeping?
The girl
No?
says,
What?
It's like something brush. My bad, Angel. But I just hear like something sweeping or something. Or like, are you
"Yeah, I hear
sweep?
that too."
No, I was
I'm
I was cleaning up a drawer. That's why.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to listen to Angel and I just hear. My bad. Go ahead, Angel. My bad. That shit was. It just was distracting. I couldn't. I wasn't catching what you were saying.
But yeah, Kaido and the other lady, they're having a conversation about how brutal the world is, and then Kaido says, the world will revolve around the members of the Rock Crews. And then the old lady says, weapons shape the world we live in. With that in mind, I have a proposition for you. So I think the whole reason he came to Wano was for Pluton now.
I see where you're going, and I'm not going to disagree with that statement. Like, I'm not going to fully disagree with that statement, but it could kind of be taken as what it like. We know that Wano produced weapons, right? Like we know they were
Not at that
manufactured.
time.
So maybe the weapons she was talking about were exactly the weapons that they produce, and that's kind of the purpose of Udon. But I'm not saying you're wrong though. I'm not like don't get me. I'm not trying to like
I know, but I
disprove
thought they
your.
started producing weapons after.
What?
Uh,
After they took over, they started producing weapons.
Yeah.
the thing that bothers me with this, I do like it, but uh, I heard then if it's that's the case, they would be like, I think he must have just stumbled on it, or he must, because I think after 25 years, you've got to find what you're digging for. You know what I mean? Like, I think
No,
At one point Kaido.
that's why I'm saying Kozuki Sukiyaki lied.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, okay, like Robin with Crocodile.
He lied to Kaido and
Yeah.
told them it was in udon.
Oh,
Okay.
I think because that statement, I get, and it can be perceived that like she was talking about an ancient weapon, but it could just be like exactly just like the weapons that they were producing in Wano. That's all I'm saying. Like I get what you're
Yeah,
saying, and
but
I don't think it's like I think you could be onto something, but I'm just saying like I think it could also just be like normal weapons that what I mean that we know that they already produce. And as far as
And I think,
line, I don't
sorry.
again, I
And I
think
do think that,
my idea with Pluton is I'm kind of on the thing. I think that Momonosuke could be Pluton personally. I'm kind of going back to that thing because Momonosuke is in Wano, so he's still, to me, he's still a candidate. You know what I'm saying? And him and Zunisha, like the combination of them two being Pluton, I'm still kind of on that. So like that's kind of my belief. But go ahead, Q.
mhm. I was just gonna say about this. What was the last thing we were talking about before you said Momonosuke could be Pluton?
we were
Uh,
talking about oh, never mind.
The weapons and the weapon being in Udon.
yeah, the weapons. I do also think that the reason why Kaido, his entire Joyboy thing was his ambition, and we know that the smile might have been really well thought of. Like it's not like okay, I'm good. I need to make devil fruit. Other smiles, okay, we'll use that. I think it was part of the directive. All the things about smile that if it doesn't succeed, the people would be smiling. Like he wanted to add the smiling component of Joyboy in it. So I do feel like getting hold of the weapons, because he used those weapons to sell it to the black market through the Flamingo. I do feel like it was necessary to his master plan. So I do feel like convincing him about those weapons was a good call because he needed it. I don't think that he didn't care about those weapons. I think it was part of his enterprise.
Yeah.
So that's how, because don't forget, like the materials, I'm pretty sure that they were using to create smiles must have been expensive and also very limited. So I think like he might have like do like an exchange, like one country would give him the materials for this, and then he would give the number of weapons.
Hey,
Because I think like also Wano is isolated, so I think there might be some minerals, and you've seen the ground before Green Bull came, it was dead. There was nothing because of the all of the pollution.
hey,
So
Q.
I do
So
feel like he needs to. Yeah.
what do you mean by Kaido's Joy Boy ambitions, or you said something with Kaido and Joy, but what do you mean by that?
That we saw in this flashback that he was for a very long time been interested in Joy Boy, and I do feel like the small devil fruit isn't like it wasn't a random thing that it left people with smiles, the ones
What
that didn't succeed. I do feel like he was trying to produce the Joy Boy devil fruit, and the smiles were just like a Zoan user that would smile all the time. And I think like when it fails, that's why you smile all the time, because he added something that made you smile, a component.
why you think he was trying to recreate Joy Boy's Devil Fruit though?
Because when he's younger, when he says that you really think I'm Joy Boy, like the idea of him being Joy Boy seems like Joy Boy is, and that's why I do feel like there's more than those. I just think it's a huge coincidence that the guy who's doing Joy Boy
But
first
his
always smiling
but he said
was
he said he doesn't want to be Joy. Like
what?
but that's one thing. Like he doesn't want to be Joy Boy. He stated that Joy Boy will be the person who defeats him. Like
Yeah,
because
of
they
course,
continue
later on,
that.
but but I do feel like at one point he wanted to, and then when he decided that Joy will be the one to defeat him, it might have been the moment that he decided that he will maybe produce that devil fruit to find a worthy ad. I don't know. I'm just spitballing about that. But I always felt like the smile devil fruit it wasn't a coincidence that there was all those different factors.
I
I
don't
do
think
feel
he
like
ever.
he was.
I don't think he ever wanted to be
Yeah.
Joy Boy though, because it was said in the same. It was literally said in the same flashback. You know, when after King asked him, "Oh, are you Joy Boy?" Because he said, I got the power to change the world or whatever," and he was like, "Oh, are you Joy
Hmm.
Boy?" And then Kaido, I forgot what Kaido said. I don't know if Kaido said nothing, but then later they continued that same conversation, and Kaido was like, Joy Boy will be the one that defeats me. So like the whole time, because the whole time we was thinking like,
No,
oh, Kaido
it was
wants
a
to be
different
Joy Boy.
conversation.
Nah, it was the
They
same
weren't the
one.
same
Conversation
conversation.
years apart because
It was a different conversation because this conversation started because Yamato mentioned Joy Boy to him, and I think
it
he was
was
just
years.
telling, and I think he was just telling King what Yamato told him,
Mm.
And
and
also, in the first one you said about, sorry to say, about King and asking if he's Joy Boy, in the same sequence in King's flashback, just before he was defeated, Kaido did ask him to King, do you still believe I'm Joy Boy? And he brushes off by finding something else to say instead of saying yes or no. And that's when he was defeated by Zoro. So I do feel like at one point it did show like Kaido did have an interest of him being a potential Joy Boy, but then realizing it's not him, so he
Mm.
decided to be defeated by Joy Boy. But
Okay.
then like it's I'm not sure as well. Like you might be completely right as well. So that's why I just for me I found it very the coincidence of the Smile Devil Fruit, and now we know about Joy Boy. I'm wondering if he didn't want also to put to speed up the process, for him
Yeah.
to arrive.
Mhm.
So that's my take. But like it's there are a lot of mysteries in Wano yet. Like it's ridiculous. I hope that we'll get that pretty soon.
All right.
The answers.
So y'all got any more thoughts on this whole road to Laughtale chapter that we read? Anything stuck out for you
anything that stuck out.
that we haven't already gone over?
Let me see.
No, I think right for me like no on this issue I most of it what I liked is that I just the only thing I liked is that we were able to have like you said at one point a timeline, a perfect timeline on how everything happened because everything is spread out in over 53 chapters. So
Mm-hmm.
it's nice to have one thing that reminds you about all the other stuff that they're implicated in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I'm just curious on like why the worst taboo.
I don't know.
yeah because the angel had a good take about it. What was it again about the worst taboo you said?
The worst taboo. I don't know. It just
Yeah,
says
yeah. But you told me the other day that you told me that you thought that the worst taboo what it might have been his nickname
oh
and
yeah,
not
that's right.
what he did.
Yeah, the worst taboo might have been his nickname. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my. You see, I forgot this. I forget stuff so easily. But that might have just been his nickname.
All
But
right. Well, I
Odin
mean,
first design though.
I don't have no answer for that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I guess genocide could be the worst taboo. Maybe he was trying to kill. I don't know.
I'm
No, like
wondering if
the,
it's not cannibalism.
it's a
Cannibalism.
nah,
If it's
but
not cannibalism.
you think it's cannibalism?
Because even back then, one of the biggest taboo because of in history, like one taboo is like not even incest. It was eating another human. Because it was always seen as the end, because like not a human with another human was seen like the end of the world, because then we would we would be our own our own prey.
That's
I
actually
remember all the time.
that actually kind of made me think of something, right? Like cannibalism. Like, what if that's how Blackbeard took Whitebeard's fruit?
Exactly, that's
He
what I
ate
was
it.
about to
If he
brought in. Yeah,
ate his heart or something, you know.
yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
could
And it
be.
could and also it could also explain why he wanted to hit himself. That maybe his devil fruit helps him to do that, but to do that, the process could be copied with another devil fruit. if you're a devil fruit that like let's say Moria's devil fruit might be able to do something similar with devil fruit powers, giving to another person through the shadow. So I do also think that maybe he hid the process because he did it, and then he showed what he did with Whitebeard's body. So he didn't care that people knew about him as devil fruit, but they didn't want him to see what he was doing. So I do feel like yeah, it could also be that.
So I want to bring in one more thing about Rux. Maybe this is another nickname he has, but I feel like this could probably be hinting at the fact that he might be a devil fruit now. It says Roger's strongest adversary, the mythical rocks.
Ah, nice, interesting.
Yeah, I caught that. I don't know. I mean, we talk about people being devil fruits a lot, but I don't. I did catch that mythical thing, and it did kind of make me think about devil fruits. But I, I mean, mythical is very, like that's not something, that term could be, used in almost anything. So I don't know, you know.
That's what I'm saying. It might
I
just
think
be
y'all just.
another nickname of his. But but back to that thing. It seems like I think I think they're saying that he aimed to become the king of the world, and that is the worst taboo. So I think the mythical rocks is the nickname, and him aiming to become the king of the world is the worst taboo.
Even that, I'm thinking it might be a stretch. Like it's like I think he didn't want to become king. I think it's like the Pirate King. What Rox was planning to do would give him that nickname, but I don't think so. He wanted to become king of the world, but I think he wanted to change the world. And it's just like Pirate King. Roger said it's nice. They gave me a nice title, and he realized he never wanted that title, but he
All right.
wanted something else that
So
came with it.
so
I don't know.
let's kind of break down the word
Yeah,
mythical
yeah,
then, because you
yeah.
point out mythical. So mythical, the definition of mythical means occurring or occurring in or characteristic of myths or folk tales. And when you look at rocks, right? When you look at rocks, his whole story is like the world government tried to bury him. Like he's like at this point he is a myth. He is a folk tale because they try to pretty much erase him from history, right? So anybody talk about him, he's like a myth. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, when you look at what mythical means, yes, he fits the definition of being considered mythical because the world government literally tried to erase him from history, and at this point, he's just like a tale. He's like a folk tale or a rumor. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's
That
necessarily
reminds me
devil fruit,
of something.
but yeah, that's what mythical mean though. So I just think that's just he's a folk tale per se. I don't think it has anything to do with devil fruits. But that don't mean he couldn't be a devil fruit though. He, maybe the Yami Yami no Mi, right? It could be the. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know if it's still like if we don't know about devil fruits too much yet, so I don't want to go on that. I don't want to go on that topic. We talk about that enough anyway. Um.
Dude, I'm just.
All right, but
It's just very interesting.
so y'all so all right, so we talk about rocks. We talk about a lot of rocks. I think we pretty much covered most of the stuff in this chapter, right? Um
Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we covered.
but yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this stream up. Right, I'm gonna wrap this stream up. We've been going for almost 3.5 hours. So
Damn.
yeah.
Damn.
Anyway, y'all, I'm yeah, we gonna wrap this up. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, make sure you guys hit that like button if you already didn't. Subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and also Twitch. Follow me on Twitch as well. I just restarted my Twitch, and I'm thinking, I probably should stream tonight. I might stream tonight. I don't know. It is kind of last minute, so I don't know if I want to stream tonight. But Plus, I'm thinking about streaming Elden Ring. I don't know if I want to start my whole shebang with Elden Ring or if because I don't got it yet. I gotta buy it, so I might have to buy it before I try to do that. And that takes a while to download. So yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, I got an idea. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. Tomorrow we will do Laughtale, the Road to Laughtale Part 2 for the second volume. And then Tuesday, instead of streaming here on YouTube, just for YouTube, right? Just for Tuesday, we're going to stream on Twitch instead, and I will be gaming, and we could talk about whatever there. So Tuesday, I will not be streaming here on YouTube. I will be streaming on Twitch, same time, and yeah, and you guys want to talk more One Piece, we could voice chat on Discord while I'm streaming. That could be the thing. Anyway, y'all, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also follow me on my new Twitch. And if you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord and we have the Facebook group. So there's that. And shout out to Cube. Shout out to Angel's Room for being part of the stream today. I know Cube out over there cleaning right now or whatever, so I'm gonna let him do that in a little bit. Y'all wanna say anything? Say bye to the people, or if y'all want to.
Just want to say it's a hard knock life. I have to keep on keeping those One Piece series around. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yep. It was interesting. I just want. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that right now.
All right, and so we got Blackbeard and we got Conjuro of the Discord. Q being Blackbeard and Angel being Conjuro. He works for the ops, y'all. He works for the ops.
What?
I said you work for the ops. You over there working in the other servers, leaking
Yeah, that's
classified information.
Of course.
We
know you, man.
Trying to help him capture Robin. No, I'm playing. But anyway.
Robin.
No, I'm just playing. But anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P, the Bluff God, and I'm out of here. Y'all have a good Sunday evening.